Howdy, friends and floor heads. It is Thursday night and a long overdue return to the Forbidden Lands. This is going to surprise some of you, but we left on a bit of a shocking cliffhanger. So, poor Navia, the midwife, who arguably saved the life of our four heroes and led them back to the Hollows. They come back to the Hollows. They discover our friend, the dwarf who runs the Three Skulls Tavern, has been captured by the Rust brothers and taken back to Hagler's. And now Olm is running it. So they do some poking around, play around in the graveyard a little bit, go up the small rise to what is supposed to be a tomb of some sort, holding somebody very important, some count. They decide, you know what? Let's not do that. It's night. Let's go back downstairs. So they go back, spend the evening with Vike and his family, and really have kind of a touching evening, a relaxing evening, which is 26 days into this adventure was a little bit overdue. But we couldn't let that stand. So when they woke up in the morning, they discovered the woman that had helped them was found dead in her hut. And Vasilla confirmed that. There was talks about going back up to see if we can't find the Count's tomb, and Osric decides, no, we are going to the Three Skulls Tavern. So the four of them went down to the Three Skulls Tavern, and Olm was behind the bar, who is now the new owner. Apparently his son Ash now runs the Dead Man's Inn. And they belly up to the bar, and Olm, in all of his lovely kindness, decides to give them a free cup of coffee. That's where we'll start. So as he pushes the coffee to each of you, he kind of pauses for a second before he hands it to Vasilla, giving her the "do you drink coffee" look. She gave a little nod, and as he slid the coffee there, we found out that he was wearing a pennant, and Vasilla could notice because the pennant kind of swung out from his apron as he leaned across. And Vasilla saw the symbol of rust around his neck, which, had she not seen that before, may not have bothered her or surprised her that much. But she had seen that exact pennant before, and it was attached to the belt of Navia the last time he saw her alive. So we've got Olm's sausage-like fingers pushing the coffee towards you, Vasilla. And he gives you a jolly smile, and his mouth is small against his head with a huge dropped jowl full of jolliness.
So your kids aren't working today, Olm?
Oh yeah, of course. Got my daughter in the back. Ash, of course, is, I'm sure. Well, he'd better be opening up the Dead Man's. I'll be mad if it's not open by now.
Yeah, we saw those things beating against the windows and doors last night. Seemed an angry sort.
Yeah, they've been giving the Dead Man's the worst of it. Not real sure what's going on there. They've been pretty restless since Sturkis died.
That's where it all started, huh?
Figure it was, yeah, right around about that time. Well, I guess, now that I think about it, I guess Palmer died, the next day? I can't remember. It was right around that time. And, luckily, they're kind of brittle. So we just put up the boards and they protect us. They took out a door the first night until we kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
So what brings the four of you guys back?
Well, we were down south a bit and wanted to wet our whistle again. We knew this was good town, good folk like yourself.
Lots been happening.
Actually, I was wanted to speak to Navia. I missed a month this last month, and I wanted to talk to her. Is she around?
Oh boy. So Tori over there and points to a guy that's sitting on a bench right by the main fire in the center of of the tavern. Tori told me this morning they found her dead
Oh shit.
Oh no.
in her hut. She'd been gone for a good bit. Left soon after you, now that I think about it. And yeah, soon. No, I guess it was after Sturkis died is when she had it out. She just came back last night, and without Sturkis here, I figured her life would be a whole lot easier because he gave her all hell.
Yeah.
But
Did the Rusties not like her much, or?
so he kind of
Mm.
looks around and he goes, rumor has it she was a Raven sister, and which it would explain why the two of them may not have gotten along.
What's a Raven sister?
Oh, well, and he pulls the pennant out and he goes, we see here, this is rust.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a lot of believers that think that this is the god that flew the worm across the big sea and founded Raven's Land. Now, you got a whole other group, the Raven Sister, who call that the Raven. And they think it was not a metal, rust wasn't metal, and the Raven was the god, and he brought the worm. It's a whole bunch. You know what? Talk to my son about it. He knows all about that stuff.
Oh, all right. Does every Raven? I'm not sorry, not Raven sister. You said that's a Rust brother pendant. Like, was that Sturkis had one of those, didn't he?
Well, from my understanding, it is Sturkis's.
Oh, he left it to you.
Yeah.
No. Ash gave it to me. Said it would protect me.
Yeah. Well, that's a good lad you got there.
Yeah. He's a good kid. He's a good kid, and he's running a good show up there. And I know you're staying there, I guess, tonight, I heard you say. And,
Yeah.
and if he
Yeah,
doesn't
well,
treat you right, you let me know.
Oh, we'll let you know.
We'll
Yeah,
give
we
that
would
boy a
never we
whooping.
would never get a kid in trouble with their parent, would we?
Oh, absolutely.
Right, Audric? That's not what we would do.
You hungry?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Hey, sausage okay?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Of course.
Do floor sausage and some porridge.
Hey, I know I saw Ash a while back, but I don't really remember. Does he have those big meaty paws like you do? I feel like you like crank like those big old tankards that you guys carry around. Like, do you like? Are they helpful? Does your daughter do as well? Like, I feel like there's big old meaty sausage fingers you got helps, right?
He kind of laughs a little bit, looking at his big hands.
Hold up my hand. Like,
He puts it up against yours.
Yeah, your fingers like cover the palm.
right.
He goes, you got to remember that 20 years ago, there was a lot less old. There was a lot less old. And I got to say, with the mist up, food's a little bit easier to get.
Oh, yeah.
If I like anything, it's some food. Now, my son, Ash, he's a strong boy. Real strong boy. I mean, you know what? I guess you only saw him fleeting, I guess, when you were at the Dead Man's, but he's still a good head smaller than me. I mean, he's only, I guess about 16 now. And
Oh, so he's
I don't
twice
know.
me, not 3 times. All right.
Yeah, he at some point would imagine that he'll end up finding food as much fun as I do. Maybe find himself a wife before then. That's what I'd recommend.
Maybe.
But yeah, he's a strong boy. He can carry a keg by himself.
Well,
A keg. Hey, Oscar, do you figure you could carry a keg?
I'd like to think so.
Well, if you're ever interested, I got a whole bunch over at the brew that needs to make its way here. A couple copper in it for you.
Perhaps later.
I'm sorry to ask more questions. It's kind of like interesting, right? So you said your son knows all about this God business, right? So is that always a guy thing, or is your daughter is like, because you said Raven sisters and there's Rust brothers, and is it like a guy girl thing, or is it just a belief thing? Like, how does that work?
Hey, Connie, I've almost got it, Dad. All right, hurry up. Connie comes out. She serves you, the three of you, and Vasilla the sausage and porridge.
Oh, thank you, Connie.
And this looks great.
Connie, the crew here wants to know if do you believe in rust or are you a Raven sister? Dad, she's like 11. I believe you work me too hard. That's the only thing I do.
I think she's got you there.
Yeah.
You're right.
But, you know,
stand up for yourself.
Hard work is how it goes.
She kind of floats off.
Probably better to stay out of all that mumbo jumbo anyway. You tell you what though, you make good sausage. This is your recipe, isn't it? Yeah, I mean the dwarf ale, but your sausage.
This is all Vike's doing. I buy these straight from Vike. Sometimes it tastes like deer. Sometimes it tastes like boar, but it's always good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tuck in. Yeah, just hum to myself for the moment.
Okay.
So, of the folks around in the bar, I mean, I guess I don't know enough to say whether they're locals or not.
Give me what do we got?
I don't know.
Insight?
Insight probably makes sense.
Insight.
I can't remember all the skills.
Yeah, insight
it
is a
might be
skill.
insight.
Sure, I'll give it a roll.
Give me a little
I
insight
certainly I have wits.
Do you?
Yeah, I just don't have any insight.
Not
So-
enough.
Yep, these are certainly some people.
Yeah, you look around and, I mean, you don't have to succeed on a roll to notice a few things,
Mhm.
right? They dress like locals, right? Being Sten, you don't see any arms, though there easily could be daggers or axes hidden in
Sure.
places. Quite frankly, a little bit of an older crowd,
Mhm.
all men.
Good.
There's only about 4 other people. One by himself.
It's
and then-
pretty early, yeah.
Yeah.
Craig, remind me, do we as a collective know that there was like foul play involved in Nervia's death, correct?
So
We were
if I
told that she
remember
was
correctly,
strangled.
Vasilla figured out that she was definitely strangled. If not, it was Vike that told you that.
Yeah, I
Somebody-
think Vike said that.
Yeah, maybe Vike said it.
Do people use paper around this parts?
Sure.
Okay.
No follow up to the paper question. That's such an odd question. Anyway,
Well,
Plans are
I mean, that's a
the wheels are
discussion for-
turning. Yes.
yeah, that's a discussion for not in the bar with the villain's father.
Yeah.
So he checks your coffee,
Mhm.
puts the top off on it, kind of gives the if you need anything,
Mhm.
and
Thank you.
he kind of moseys off back to the kitchen.
Actually, before he wanders off, it'd be
Sure.
well, while you're here, if it
He goes,
if it
"Oh,
doesn't,
son, what happened?" Points to you. Points to your arm.
it was a whole thing.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm recovering. It's a little sore, where it was, but it's getting better. I'm learning to.
I hear sometimes
adjust.
it feels like you get an itch on your hand when it's going.
Mhm. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's very spooky. But your that symbol there, if it wouldn't offend you, could I maybe take a look at it? I've got a passing interest in religious artifacts.
I mean, yeah, you're not gonna take it, are you?
Oh, absolutely not.
He kind of looks at you, Sten, for confirmation.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't. It's keeping you safe. Last thing we want is any harm to come to an innocent man.
He
Takes it off
He's only
and-
had coffee so far. He's trustworthy right now.
He hands it to you and he goes, "Hop
Mhm.
back in the kitchen then, if that's all right." And
That's
Mhm.
fine.
come
I'll
back
have
up.
it when you get back.
All right.
I'm just gonna.
The
take
son
a good
gave me
look
that
at
to
it
me.
and- Yeah,
All right.
Just
You
kinda-
got it. He steps
yeah.
away.
take a good look at it and just kind of.
Rusty
Nothing.
metal.
Just rusty metal.
Don't
Yeah.
lick it. Don't do it.
Tetanus. Nah, just gonna glance it over, take a good look at it. What does it look like? Do you have a description of it?
Oh, now you're gonna make me look up the symbol of rust, aren't you?
Yep.
It's rusty, so vague
Rusty
orange
metal.
color.
Oh, I gotta remember.
Had to do it
Those
to
have
him.
Make something up, Craig. We won't look it up. I promise.
It's
Nah,
like a
again,
big rusty bird.
I mean, that's what I figured it would look like, right? It's
is it under?
Such
Is
a
it-
petty
small rusty
disagreement.
bird.
No, it's kind of a abstract symbol if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Oh,
Biblically accurate angel.
It's very Rorschach. You make out of the god what you want.
everybody logs on to watch Craig Google.
Oh man, this looks like a bird.
This is
Yeah,
a bird.
even
Maybe
the
it's a bird with a serpent in the
Wall
mouth.
box.
Maybe it's just tetanus. Who
So
knows?
it is, if you look at it, it's all one metal piece, but there's kind of a raised symbol off this metal plate.
Mhm.
And I want you to imagine kind of a V at the top, a line going down, another V,
Okay. Almost like an
and then
hourglass.
2 dots on either side. So it kind of looks like a bird or maybe a face a little bit.
Okay.
But-
Got it. All right. So no tinglies, no nothing. So I'll put it back on the bar and just kind of keep an eye on it and enjoy my second cup of coffee. Nothing.
You know, there was a story once of a fabulous blacksmith. His son betrayed him. It's a good song. Have I ever sang it for you before?
Yeah, I don't know.
He got caught up. There was a swindler who caught him up in a web of lies and tales, and then he, just kind of started doing bad stuff around the town, and like it's a whole act. And then he starts like making swords that'll break on the warriors. It's kind of like a tragedy, as a lot of songs end up. He was his name was Elm. You never heard me sing that one?
That
No.
sounds like an interesting one.
Yeah, it does. But it does have an interesting ending. And turns out that this crafty little halfling really got to him by like making him think about his crimes and like realizing he'd betrayed his father and really playing on his sympathies. And then he eventually drove himself crazy and he was like, oh, this is wrong. And then he betrayed the smuggling ring that had stolen her brother.
So it's a halfling folk story then.
Yeah, but as a song, clearly, because
Well,
my
yeah.
people know how to sing.
Mm-hmm.
So Olm and his daughter Connie come out of the kitchen at the same time, and she has got full plates apparently for the 3 gentlemen in the far corner, though not sitting next to the fire. He comes back and kind of gives you a smile, picks up his necklace, puts it back under his apron, and you hear a huge clang. And you guys turn and you can see that Connie has tripped on something or whatnot, but the 3 plates she was carrying are now decorating the floor.
Oh,
Olm goes, damn it, Connie. I swear to God, I'll send you to the haggler's house just like I sent Ash. You better get your stuff straight. Damn it.
I'm gonna pop up and go help her. Clean
yep.
up.
No,
It
no,
happens.
that's not how she learns. I appreciate it, little lady, but that is not how that is her mess.
Well, 3-foot people got to stick together, sir.
I guess you're only half helping.
Damn
it.
I'm gonna help her along. I'm gonna
You can see,
see the 3. I'm gonna get closer to the 3 gentlemen that are, or not.
she's
maybe
not even
the
there.
3.
She was like halfway there. So you guys are
Mhm.
She
kind
was
of
halfway there. When I was, and she was going towards him. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. Are these for you? Were you coming in for breakfast this morning? I'm sorry.
I mean, she's a sweet little girl. She'll make us some more. It's not a big deal.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I didn't know. Some people are fussier than others. Appreciate your kindness, though.
Now, don't let me run out of coffee.
How else are you gonna wake up to a day? Sometimes you need to chase away last night's not coffee.
And as you turn back, you see Connie's kind of stack the plates back up and set them aside. She's kind of using a really nasty towel that she had tucked into her belt, and she's kind of getting the food into a pile on the ground.
Yeah, just help her up, smile at her, give her like the reassuring, like, you know, not like, hey, you're doing all right, but just like the like, you're not
Shit
alone
happens.
in this mess of
I'm sorry, Olm. Did you say you sent your son to the Hagglers?
Yeah, soon after the mist lifted, or actually no, soon after the mist lifted, Sturkis, said that good for a boy, get some discipline. He was a hellion little son of a gun, and went there for 2 weeks, I guess. Took him back and came back, and boy got his stuff straight. So I don't believe in none of that mumbo jumbo that they got going on over there, and I didn't mind Sturkis none. He came, of course, to the Dead Man's when I ran that place and threw more than a few coin my way, but I got to give him credit. Them Rust brothers definitely got my boy on the straight line.
Now, is he a Rust brother
good to
himself
hear.
now, or is he just educated?
I mean, he definitely came back a believer. I don't know nothing about him being a brother or nothing. I think that there's a whole caboodle to make
Yeah,
that
one of those organizations.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'd make me pay something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Probably so.
I could just imagine some dad doing that too. He's like, "Oh, you got to work to pay your rent, kid."
Yeah. Well, I'm about done here. You folks ready to go on about our day?
Yeah, get going.
Yeah.
Right.
Enough
Much
coffee.
appreciated, Olm.
Yeah, like I said, the coffee was on me.
Yeah. What do we for the breakfast?
Some money.
3 copper. Got you guys.
All
Will
right,
be nice.
I'll cover this one.
Oh,
Thanks, Dad.
I'm still the one that has the big money. I'll burn a hole in my pocket. So.
Are you carrying the 3 gold that we have?
No, we don't have 3 gold anymore, but I have a gold.
Yeah, that's something.
We don't have 3 gold anymore? What happened?
No.
Were we robbed and I forgot?
Life happened.
Didn't we give it to the couple as like a?
No, we gave him some. I don't think we gave him a gold.
I don't remember what we did.
Which couple?
All right.
The
like-
Romeo and Juliet of the tribes.
Oh,
Oh,
that's right.
yeah.
I
Well,
don't
that's right.
remember
But
that story ending with dragons blowing them up.
That's all I remember, right?
Craig's twist on Romeo and Juliet.
You guys don't. You guys never. Do you guys realize what his name was? Go look it up.
I got it in my notes. I'll figure it. Anyway, let's go. What are we doing with our?
So I guess before we leave, I'll mention to Olm that if there's anything we can do to help Nervia,
Jesus.
that he should let us know.
Yep, of course. Appreciate it.
All righty. Craig, you're a bad person.
we knew
You
that.
just looked up their names, didn't you?
Yeah, I sure did.
Like, where am I going to find this? It's not going to be in my notes. I'm going to have missed it.
That was a nice little Easter egg.
Okay.
Nice step out of the 3 Skulls.
Okay.
We've got kind of a brisk spring morning.
So, do we want to head over to the Dead Man's Hand?
Is that the plan?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
I think there's we definitely need to find out have a talk with old Ash because we gotta stay there tonight anyway, right? So
Well, yeah, we can tackle that tonight, I guess.
yeah.
So if you want to go and get the room set up, and there's a lot more activity than there was the last time we're here, so it's possible
Yeah,
that they
that's true.
actually are full.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to leave anything in that inn at the moment, but
Fair.
Yeah, a lot of foot traffic these days.
Well, let's we got two options, I think. Friends, we can either go figure out what's behind door number mountain, or we can go have a talk with our friend, the dutiful son. Or we could maybe go get you an arm. Maybe that's on the docket. I don't know.
So, Craig, let me ask you this: in the times before when we've been in the Dead Man's Hand, when has it been busiest? I mean, is it mostly like in the evening, people checking in and doing stuff? Is it?
Yeah,
I mean, when are there the fewest people there?
probably in the morning or between like lunch and dinner. So if and the
Right.
times that you guys were walking around the hollows, they'd have a decent lunch crowd there. Nothing like they'd have down at the Three Skulls.
Right.
And then both taverns were pretty full, considering the size of the hollows in the evening. It was kind of the place to go.
Okay.
Between the two of them.
Let's go secure ourselves some rooms.
Okay.
Probably not a bad thought.
All right.
There's a necklace burning in my mind that I want to see.
Yeah.
So we will head off to the Dead Man's. So you guys work your way through town. Regular business is business. Those that recognize you kind of give you a bit of a wave. You do walk past Navia's hut. There's still a bit of a hubbub there. In fact, posted in front of the hut, you see kind of a young man, maybe early 20s, kind of dressed very similar to the gentleman that was at the front gate when you first came back here. If you remember, they had someone standing guard, and he's got a spear, and just Osric, you immediately recognize this is not a trained militia by any stretch of the imagination. He's a little bit awkward as he stands there. And
you look like you can lift a spear.
You need a job. Come join the army.
And honestly, as soon as any of you look at him, he immediately kind of straightens back up again. He was kind of leaning up against the spear. You get to the front of the Dead Man's sign, still hanging wood. One of the first things you saw when you got to the center of town way back when, a couple weeks ago. Doors closed. Two guys kind of sitting in kind of benches on the front porch, which in and of itself is not odd. One seems to be drinking coffee. The other seems to be drinking something, but there's no steam coming off of it.
And neither of them are the proprietor, right? Because we met him the other day. Okay.
Hey, I've got to back home. There's two gentlemen just like you that are sitting outside the tavern every day. Is this your everyday kind of thing? Are you going to try to give me a candy out of your pocket?
So the one guy they both kind of blankly stare at you, Vasilla. One guy goes, "Is this your grandkid?" Talking to Sten.
Nope. She's a halfling.
Kid this is should learn. Kids are better to be listening than talking.
It's
I'm trying to listen, but you don't talk very much. At least not clear English.
All right, let's go. And just kind of grab the back of Vasilla's collar and go inside.
So you guys open the door.
Let's not get into any more fights today than we have to.
And
spoiling.
It looks like some of Olm's hopes and dreams from a couple weeks ago are starting to come to fruition. If you remember, he really had high hopes for the Dead Man's, and the chairs all look new. Maybe all that they've had attention to, but it's cleaner than when you were here a few weeks ago. Got a little bit more activity than you had down to Three Skulls. There's about 8 or 9 people here. A couple women, mostly men, kind of seated around. No one is sitting at the table in the far back corner where Sturkis used to sit. If you remember, you always saw Sturkis sitting in the back corner there. No one's there. You've got a young woman, maybe 18, 19 years old, that based on the apron and the way she's skirting around as you walk in, maybe helping out. And behind the bar, which unlike the Three Skulls is an actual bar and not a stack of crates,
Mhm.
you got, if he's 17, he's 12.
Mhm.
He's got kind of longer hair, maybe down just past his jawline, and still has the soft features of a child, but you can also tell that he's definitely reached his teen years. Dressed nice. The clothing is clean. He's got an apron. It's got a little symbol on it that matches the symbol that's hanging over the door of the dead man's, that's been embroidered on the apron himself. And he's busy talking to three gentlemen at the bar. Sees you come in, kind of gives you a wave, welcomes you in, gives you kind of a hand wave, and then goes back to having his conversation.
Okay. Maybe let's go get that empty table in the back.
The
Craig,
circus table.
do I know, either from watching Circus or interacting with any of the other Brotherhood folks, do they make like a cross yourself before they like eat, or any kind of like outward symbol, like a ritualistic symbol that they do before they?
I think at this point, Vasila, the only thing that you have picked up to identify somebody as a Rust brother is that same thing that Sturkis was wearing and the same thing that the Rust brothers that were chasing you, and that is the rusted metal collar or scarf, but it's made of metal that hangs over their shoulder around their neck. Outside of that, you haven't seen any type of ritualistic thing that maybe tips that off.
Okay. Cool.
So he said we're grabbing a table in the back, or we're grabbing the table in the back.
I think so.
Why not? Somebody said we
What
aren't
could go
starting
wrong?
fights, but yeah, let's do that.
We don't know. Duh.
Four of you head back to Sturkis's old table, and you pull out
Mhm.
some chairs and sit down. And as soon as you sit down, the young woman kind of gives you the "I'll be there in a second" with
Mhm.
her hand.
Maybe I'll just go pick some drinks up at the bar.
Sounds good.
Sort of
So-
mosey up there. I'm sorry.
No, I was just it's odd that Alm had that amulet, right?
I know you have a love
you need to
affair.
let all down slowly.
I know that you're like a love affair with Ohm because he gave you beer. And you are an easy friend, by the way, Audric. But his progeny probably, strangled the person that saved our lives.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that. It was kind of what I was thinking, getting to.
Yeah.
Seems a bit of a coincidence.
And I don't know if you know this, but Hagler's house or Hasshole's house or whatever the hell it's called is full of people that like old oxidated chains on them.
Yeah.
So our favorite place.
I don't know about that. I don't know if that's the kind of place we need to go anytime soon.
Perhaps we should send some children there or something. Heard they're big fans of setting them straight.
Good thing Sten's not there.
So Sten, you work your way up to the bar.
Mhm.
You get there, and Ash acknowledges that you're there and just kind of gives you the 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm just kind of listening to what they're chatting about while, twiddling my thumbs at the bar.
They seem to be, any effort you make to kind of pick up changes
Mhm.
their tone of voice. So I don't think they're interested.
I mean, I'm not like leaning over
Sure.
and looking. I'm just kind of standing within earshot.
They're definitely speaking so that others close can't hear.
Mhm.
And then he kind of just pats the bar in front of them and
Mhm.
walks over and goes,
Yeah.
"Sir, what can I get you?"
Can I get 4, I don't know, like a small beer or something light,
Sure. Now I got beers from my dad's place if you like.
Yeah, that's good quality.
All right. So he turns around, grabs himself 4 pints like a pro, has 4
Mhm.
steins in one hand, boom,
Mhm.
pops the pops the kite, boop, boop, pours
Yeah.
pours all four with one hand, boom, pops it right back.
While he's doing that, I'm just going to try and sort of make a note of who these guys were that he was talking to, just so I would recognize them again.
All right, give me an insight roll. Let's see how much you can figure out.
Insight, you say?
Yeah, I think apparently you're the one that's decided that.
Yeah,
You like
I'm
looking
going to be
checking
watching
everything out.
people because I'm real good at
You're
that.
like scouting them is what you might be doing.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm doing.
You might
That's
be
what my
scouting the
willpower
situation
says.
out.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Scouting them out like a hunted target,
Exactly that.
like a deer to be killed. Or
Oh.
okay,
Mhm.
all right. Again, you always see
Did
those.
you spend the
skulls
willpower
first.
to switch that? Is that
I
what we did?
did.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So using the human talent, adaptability, which I think that I can't speak for you for, but the first time I read it, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Seeing
so
that
good.
talent in play, it's legit.
It's real nice.
Yeah.
So good.
It's,
The
it's a
skill
good
points are hard
incentive
to come
play a
by.
human.
It's super handy.
So I assume you're going to push it with those 3 Banes.
Let me think. No.
You want some
With the
willpower?
2 successes on the other side, is there a die left to roll?
So 2 successes. So let's talk about what I was going to give you for free.
Okay.
For free, you measure them up, and they are, fighting age, right? So
Mhm.
25, somewhere between 25 and 35. Unlike our friend with the spear in front of Navia's or his brother that was guarding the front gate when you came in, even though they're not wearing tight clothing by any stretch of the imagination, the way that their shoulders are set, the way they're sitting on the stools that they're standing on, these are not weak men.
Mhm.
For your first success, the kind of the cloak that they're both wearing are very similar. It's kind of this raven's green cloak with a hood. And with that success, Sten, you go to yourself, now if I was wearing that cloak and I moseyed up to the bar, that cloak would be kind of like over my back a little bit. You notice that cloak is hiding, kind of like hiding both of their legs. Right. So
Mhm.
obviously they sat down and then took those cloaks and kind of draped it over their legs
Mhm.
after they sat down. It wouldn't just fall that way. And then for that third success, I'm going to extend your scouting.
He has no third success, but
Or second
the
success.
second
Sorry.
success,
You
yeah.
got the free, then the first success for the
Yeah, thanks for
second
helping.
success.
Mhm.
The
sorry.
third tier of awareness.
Right.
Osric, I'll tell him nothing now.
He's punished you.
Good day, sir.
There's 3 other gentlemen in this
Mhm.
tavern,
Man.
also
Mhm.
dressed similarly.
Okay. Well, I will pick up my our drinks. And,
Start a tab for you, sir.
yeah, I think we'll be staying here tonight.
He kind of runs his hands through his hair.
Mhm.
Goes, okay, yeah, just do you need a room?
We probably will. We're still figuring out our plans for the day, but we'll
It's
probably
filling
be
up. You're gonna want to do that quick.
back. Yeah, let's go ahead and get him.
Great, I'll put you down. What name should I put it under, sir?
Sten.
So, okay, I got you, sir. Sten. We'll have,
Mhm.
and you guys want. We've got one room, a kind of a group room, which the 4 of you'd be cheaper, or do you want 4 rooms, or
No, we can do it in the group room. That'll be fine.
you want the big room?
Yeah.
Okay. It'll be 8 copper. Is that okay? You don't
We
need
can
to
do
pay
that.
now. You can just pay when you're satisfied.
All right, we can do that.
I've got you marked down, sir. Luckily, no one has reserved it.
Oh, good. Take after your father. I can see that now. Yeah, and I'll head back to the table. And just kind of, as I'm handing the drinks out very quietly, there's some pretty tough-looking customers at the bar. He's talking real quiet with, and a few others around here. You see all the ones in the green cloaks. They're they're being pretty cagey about whatever it is they're up to. I think they may be the muscle for whatever he's got going on.
Yeah. So, do you think he's playing the part of the the pratfall? Is he the Joker? Is he the jester? Is he the fool, or is he the?
Do I look like I see a lot of plays, Vasilla?
Oh, come on! We were stuck in a town that had nothing to do except for to stay inside when there was a deadly red mist outside. You really just sat at home by yourself the entire time?
No, I went hunting so we could eat.
But that's red mist outside. Deadly.
Look,
Evil creatures.
my point is, I don't exactly think he's the brains behind the outfit. I think they're probably from upriver, and I think they're probably using him as a source of local knowledge. But
So
I
he's
think
the. Oh, so he's the. You remember that tale? Okay, you don't remember that tale because you never went to anything and did anything useful. I remember now. Got it. So he's the. Okay, so here's a song and a thing that happens in nature that you might understand. Okay, so there's this ant that like digs a little hole and it like covers it up like with some stuff and then like poof jumps out and grabs it and pulls it back in, right? It's kind of like you, except for effective. And
ants don't do that.
no,
That's ant lion, maybe a spider, wolf spider, trapdoor spider.
yeah. So spiders, ants, they're the same thing. And anyway, so they're using him. He's the brush.
He's the brush.
Yeah, he's hiding the. He's hiding the trap underneath. The skitch will come eat you. The spider ant.
I see.
So, analogy is not a thing you got with swords. That's not how they translate. Jesus.
So what are we thinking to do here? My guess is
seen walking up a hill.
Nope.
And they probably know our names.
Wait, say that one more time. I'm sorry.
They don't need to see us walking up a hill, and
Okay.
they probably know our names. We are, our last friends by the ogre.
Yeah, word seems to have gotten out about us.
Yeah, do the guys at the bar seem to be paying any particular attention to us? Are they still deep in conversation?
Yeah, if being paranoid at this point, which I think is a very reasonable thing for all four of you to be, doing a quick kind of head, taking it all in. Nobody seems to be paying attention to you.
Good.
Our barmaid, though, finally comes up. Goes, I am so sorry. I see you've got ale. Are you hungry?
Oh no, we just had breakfast. We're doing just fine. Thank you.
Okay. And Ash started a tab for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you do you need a room to stay in?
We got that covered too. Thank you.
All set? Okay.
Yes.
If you need anything, you just let me know.
I will.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but he's not running you too hard, is he?
She kind of looks around. She goes, he's a lot nicer than his dad.
Yeah. His daughter is a hard worker. Have you seen how hard she works?
The stuff she puts up with between the two of them, she's smarter than the both of them together stacked.
Wait, the two of them are dad and who?
Dad and brat boy back then.
Oh,
You didn't hear me say that.
Certainly didn't.
He thinks he's now. His dad gave him something. My dad grows turnips.
Nepotism.
I'm not getting nothing.
Right.
Well,
I mean, he got luscious hair. That's pretty nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you need anything, let me know.
Yeah.
No need to go back up to the bar. I'm going to take
All right.
care of you.
Sure. And what's your name, darling?
You're such a dick.
Yeah.
What
That's
color
a
are
weird
eyes?
name. What a weird name.
Waitress is my name. It's so strange.
People call me Mel.
Oh, I see.
Mel.
Thanks, Mel.
It's Alice. It's Alice's restaurant.
Do
GM
you,
pro
do you
tip: always
stay,
have a list of names.
yeah. Do you stay overnight, Mel? We were talking about staying, but we heard that there was like a little bit of a ruckus overnight. Is it safe here?
I would not. I mean, I don't know. So Ash and the boys, they get it all boarded up. It's fine. It's been going on for a while now. So I think it's safe. Maybe you're safer here than anywhere, I guess, because nobody else is boarding stuff up, and maybe the dead at some point is going to get nutty and start going after other places. My dad, he boards up the farm, but I that's because my
Wise.
dad, you know how dads are.
Yeah.
But no, I think you're just as safe here as anywhere.
Yeah. The
So
boys, you mean like the kids that like we met outside at the gate when we first came into town? Like that kind of like that boy? Like I don't mean to speak ill of him. I'm sure he's a strapping young lad, but I mean
You're talking
I
about
hang out with this idiot all day.
so she goes, the militia thing's kind of funny a little bit.
Right? I mean, you never laugh, never at their face. They hate it. Close your ears, Oscar. They hate that.
You tell a bunch of boys that ain't much older than me that they can stop farming and stop hunting and just stand around, and they sign up quick. But that doesn't mean that they know which end of the spear is pointy.
There's
What about all these fellows in green? They locals? Is that another militia group you putting together?
No, when did they start showing up? They came in bits. She points over to one of them. He goes, when did he come? He came soon after, I think, Sturkis died.
Okay.
Oh, you think he's singing?
No, that was after Palmer that Palmer passed. I think it was the next day. And then he
It doesn't matter. It's not that important. I was just curious.
Sturkis died. There's been a lot of dying.
Yeah.
People do
It's a
There
damn
that.
has.
shame.
These things
Did
happen.
you
We
hear about
travel
the
a lot.
midwife?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
tragic.
Yeah, but we travel a lot, ma'am, and it's just these things happen. So you know, it's
Well,
worry
if the
yourself
mist
too
lifted
much.
means a whole lot of dying, then I'm okay with the mist coming back.
Yeah,
Folks died in the mist too.
as long as I'm not out in it, right?
You hear a
Right.
clang,
Mhm.
and at the far end, two of the gentlemen in our cloaks are hitting their cups against the table once, and they hit it again. She goes, okay. I'm sorry.
That's fine. It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Thank you.
Please.
Yep. She runs back to the kitchen.
So
Well, that explains a lot.
something's happening in that mountain that we need to know about.
I don't know if it's the mountain or not, but clearly they've been setting this up for a while.
Yeah. And clearly something in the mountain was something they viewed as a threat.
You know, they said that they don't have a new priest yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the old time place might still have some information about. It said, Holmes said that he sent his boy. Maybe he's not the only brush over a hidey hole. Maybe the old priest was too.
What are you talking about?
Oh my god! Look, are you
Read a
okay?
Read a
Are you
book,
okay? Like,
Dad.
first you forget your arrows, then you don't know what an ant is. Like, are you okay for real? Like, did the wasting?
Are
sickness,
you
like,
saying
take
you
your
want
last
to
3
go
brain
to
cells?
Circus's house?
Yeah. Did you know there are people in green cloaks who care what we are doing?
Yes, I know. That's why I'm not saying it loud, which if you weren't so busy talking, you would notice.
Oh no, he can hear you. That's what young ears do. They can hear. Old ears apparently can hear, but they can't think.
It's
It's
not
a
what ears
code.
are for.
Oh, I'm so bad at that, though.
My God.
What are we talking about?
Oh, sorry, I was thinking out loud. You know what? Audric is gonna finish his beer and he's gonna stand
Mhm.
up and he's gonna go chat with Ash,
Okay.
despite the poor young lady's suggestion that we shouldn't go back up to the bar.
So
Hopefully she doesn't get in
he's
trouble.
now fixated on kind of getting the bar straightened out. You can see him stocking and bringing some wine bottles out and things like that. So he's pretty busy, and he kind of turns as he's stacking. He turns around, he sees you come up, and he goes, Is Mel not taking care of you? You okay?"
The last is fine. I have a question for you though.
Yeah, just give me just a second. And he kind of finishes up what he's doing. He goes, "Well, yes, sir." And he kind of looks up because you're considerably taller than him.
I couldn't help but notice the necklace your father had this morning, and he said it was a gift from you. A friend of mine had one just like it. Could you tell me where you got it?
The expression on his face.
Oh God, you just gonna throw that right out there, are you?
That's what I'm doing. I'm throwing it out
Okay.
there.
Okay, great.
Oh my God, the reactions on
Suddenly
this are gonna
he
be
feels
ridiculous.
older.
Oh
Kind
God.
of that boyish look on his face. Kind of washes off. And even though he doesn't get taller, he feels taller. My dad showed you the necklace,
Aye.
and you recognized it.
As I said, a friend of mine had one just like it.
Yeah. And you hear a click. And Osric, you turn your head and see one of our green cloaked friends pulling the door closed and dropping the bar. Let's go to break.
zone.
Now, of course, Ostrick immediately notices, and no rolls needed. The three of you didn't see this gentleman get up, but as soon as you heard the wood bar come down,
Mm-hmm.
you turn and you see him standing there.
First thing Sten does is under the table slide the scepter which he's carrying over towards Aldrich.
Aldrich kind of like shakes, like you touch him with it, and he kind of shudders, and then just grabs it and just puts it in his hand, and is just holding it under the table.
Okay, go ahead and take the damage for me.
I will do that.
Sorry, man.
No, that's fine. I
He's
understand.
like, I don't want this. I don't want this.
So, Aldrich, as you kind of take the scepter back and kind of situate yourself, you look back at our friend at the front door, who is now locked everybody in.
How many is everybody?
So there's a total of 5 in these cloaks. 2 at the bar, 2 at a table between you and the front door.
Mhm.
There were 3 there. And now
one
the
at
third
door.
is at the front door. And everybody else, there's like 3 bystanders, 2 women that have been sitting over at another table, and then a man sitting by himself.
And
They
Mel.
notice what's happening, but they seem confused more than
Mhm.
anything. And 2 things happen at the same time. One, from under the cloak, the gentleman at the front table, or at the front door, pulls out a helm and puts it on.
Oh, you won't be able to make any of your scouting rolls.
And Aldrich, you recognize 2 things. You've seen this helm before.
Huh?
One of the gentlemen that were slain that were chasing after you was wearing it. And 2, you hadn't put it together yet, but the guard piece over the nose has the symbol, the same symbol that was around the neck of Olm. And that symbol is on the other helm that you saw 4 days ago, but you didn't know what that symbol was, right? It just didn't come
Right.
together, but now it's all coming together. Looking behind the bar, we see Ash walking over and coming around the bar. And he goes, Dad wasn't supposed to show that to anybody. He shouldn't have shown it to you, sir.
Because that's how people would know that you killed the midwife, says Sten.
His shoulders kind of drop in a
Mhm.
sigh. Sometimes you can be way too clever, sir, for your age.
Well, you're pretty stupid even for yours.
Oh,
How long do you think this is going to go on?
He turns to the 3 other patrons and he says, Ma'ams, sir, why don't you go back to the kitchen? And as he's saying that, he's walking now towards the table of the 2 other gentlemen. The other 2 patrons don't hesitate. They immediately
Mhm.
head back to the kitchen.
You remember what you heard, I say as they go.
So, which of you green cloaks is the one that actually knows things? None? None of you?
Dayton, why don't you stand up? One of the green cloaks stands up after Ash tells him that. Dayton, why don't you come here? All eyes are on you. but the man starts walking towards Ash.
You're not gonna turn into a demon, are you? Another one?
Maybe it's his turn to get the helmet.
I mean, I think we're all just prepared. Like, I think
It, it,
I'm
it
not
must
gonna-
be
Expecting
you roll
trouble.
initiative.
I'm not gonna open the fight, but I'm watching.
So go ahead.
And I didn't see this myself, but you mentioned it when Sten was watching these individuals that they were covering themselves oddly. Is there anything odd about this person as far as like his gait's concerned as he's walking?
No, but as he stands up, you see he's armed. He's got a hand axe on his belt. And quickly looking around, they all could be armed, even though the cloaks seem to be covering things. So if they all have weapons on their belts, it's very possible, right? But you can see the axe, the hand axe that's attached to the belt of this gentleman.
So do you magic, Ash? Because you might have noticed that the thing you killed was not actually Nivea.
What does that mean?
I mean, well, you don't taste it, you don't smell it, you didn't smell her? Like the mud, you didn't smell the mud when you strangled the mud creature? You didn't smell that.
Oh, Dave. Give me a manipulation roll, please.
Yeah.
Manipulate.
While he's doing that, Craig, remind me, was the guy we faced the last time with the helmet, was that the guy who could turn off my spells?
It was
There's
not.
one. Okay. That was the guy with the
Wait,
stick.
there was a guy that was turning off spells. I don't remember that guy.
Yeah, he just like said no to my whatever spell I threw at him.
Yeah, it
I
was
like,
no
"Oh."
fun at all.
I was not happy.
Okay, so what else do I need to use my empathy for?
All right, hold. Oh yeah, let me find out if you're going to push first.
Also, you have about 8 million.
Do you want some willpower?
Yeah, I already have full willpower.
Oh, you're full,
I
yeah.
cannot get any more. So I mostly care about my empathy.
If you get a low
Yeah,
enough,
I'm
you just
going to
kill
believe
people
it because
without
I need to
fucking
figure
worry
out
about
what's
it.
happening. So I'm going to try to keep them off balance.
Nice.
2 successes, and you take 1 damage to your empathy. So before we do the opposed roll, before we do the insight roll from Ash, what causes you to push? What does that push look like, and why does it hurt your empathy?
So because I actually am very sad and upset about Nivea, and I've got a lot of guilt about everyone that's helped us and been kind to us has been killed and hurt, and like, so I have to like not be sad. I have to actively like slam the sad and guilt and like put it in a little hole and put all the confidence and bravo I can on it. That sucks.
It's beautiful, honestly.
So he only got 1 success on his insight roll. What do you mean she smelled different?
Your buddy Darren, Duchess doesn't smell either. You guys don't know that. Really, none of you green cloaks know that like it smells. You really didn't bring any real Ross Brothers like smell magic.
She was a heretic. Sturkis put up with her. We don't. And she was going to tell everyone what has happened.
Oh, she's still.
So I
will.
guess
Are
we'll
you
have to do
telling
that
me
now.
she's still alive?
Yeah, so there's this ant spider that digs a hole.
Oh my god.
That digs a hole, right? And then puts a little like fake grass over top of it with like little twigs and stuff. And then when the prey walks by, leaps out, grabs and pulls it in. You're the prey. That was the little brush on top. She's waiting to grab you and show everyone what you've done.
I think And there's an odd, really, really odd confidence coming from this kid.
No, that's what zealots are like.
You know, he's talking now like an adult with an adult voice. I think if none of you leave the Dead Man's, we will finish things here.
That'd be hard
And
when your
that's
boats are
when
sinking.
The last gentleman sitting at the table and the two at the bar start to stand up.
All right. Well, I think we're rolling initiative then.
Okay.
Can I draw my
Well,
weapons before we
Well,
start?
I was
I mean, I'm standing up too.
hold on before they start to stand up. I'm like, well, that's going to be hard to do when your boats are sunk into the river, isn't it? Whatever you're taking down from the mountain.
Brothers, we are going to roll initiative.
Yeah, I was trying to get a debate for the mountain first.
Get a
before we
little
roll for
more. Yeah.
initiative.
All right, so let's bring out some tokens here.
Mm-hmm.
We've got wrong person. Osric. We've got Sten. We've got Vasilla.
New borders and everything.
We're so fancy.
Right?
This is what happens when he has so much time between sessions.
All
know.
right,
Wow, we
we've
gotta
got
keep fighting.
Ash. Oh, Ash has got a bad token. I thought I fixed that. Obviously, I didn't.
It's a lovely token.
Version 4 came out really well. What was the prompt for militia guard?
Then we've got our 5 militia guard.
Oh, it's too many.
Yeah. If only someone had thought about that before they opened their mouth.
Again, I honestly expected the kid to rattle a little and not do this right away. This is not, again, it was the final destination. I just expected a little bit further along the path.
All right, so you guys, if you go to the combat, you should be able to see the ability to have little dice next on the combat tab. Let's roll them up.
Right above my head.
Dice on the combat.
I can do this for sure.
Hey, he's got a fancy icon up top.
Yeah, did
Yeah,
it?
Oh, there we are. Got it.
All
he's a young
right.
boy.
Now for everybody else.
Do they just fill in? Interesting.
Okay, so we've got 2 militia guards at 1 and 2. We have got Ash at 3. We've got then all 4 of you bundled together.
Oh, good.
See the
Of
whole
course.
set of
4,
them.
5, 6, and 7, and then we've got militia guard at the end. 3 militia guards at the end. So it doesn't. When we get to the 4 of you, you guys can switch it up as far as you want. But we've got militia guard 1. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna have to remember he is. Let me see here. Let me see which icon he is. Hold on. He is not actually a militia guard.
Oh no.
The one with the helmet.
He's an iron guard. Yeah.
These guys.
These guys over here.
These fucking guys, I'm
He's
telling you.
fucking gay.
Look at him.
I don't remember what mobster movie that one was. When they
And then
beat up the kids.
update combatant.
Oh, there it is. Is that nope?
There we go. All right. All right. So we've got 1 iron guard. We've got Ash, or we've got 1 militia. We've got iron guard. 1 militia, Ash, iron guard. Then the 4 of you. So our first militia gentleman pulls the cloak back, draws his hand axe, and starts approaching the table.
Okay.
Ash spends his time taking the apron, pulling it off. You see the apron coming off and reaches for a pouch that is hanging from his belt and starts to pour a powder into his hand.
Do not like.
Our iron guard at the door draws his axe. Who's going first among the 4 of you?
let
me.
me
Do you want to do
go
your singing? Yeah.
first.
Okay,
Um,
so Basilla's going to go first. So I'll set her to 4. Who's going after Basilla?
How close am I to Ash?
Everybody's within a move of
Mhm.
close distance to somebody.
Mhm.
I was gonna say you were right there next to Ash.
Yeah,
at the
you were up
bar,
by the
and the
bar.
rest of us were at the table.
Mhm.
Question, Craig: are there any like lanterns or candles or torches or anything? Any source of fire?
Oh no.
Yeah, in the middle,
no.
at the center is the cooking fire. Yeah,
Okay.
and that's been lit.
That's a dangerous question.
I didn't ask how big the room was.
So I need to know who's going after Vasilla.
I'll go after Vasilla.
Okay, so Osric is going to be 5. So I'm going to go to Osric. And, oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Where's Osric there? Update combatant. Put you at 5. Okay, who's going after Osric?
Aldrich, you want to go? I mean, I'm good either way.
That's fine.
Okay.
So that puts Aldrich at 6.
And Sten at 7.
All right. 6. And Sten at 7. All right. So this starts with Vasilla.
all right, I'm going to say very clearly, remember Vivi. Remember Vivi's cousin. And then I'm going to take my and then I'm going to just like stand up and yell and then throw my mug of beer at Ash's hands, just trying to get the powder wet. But I'm going to actually use the Path of the War Cry as I like stand up, like try to inspire people with just a clear, like, we had some people, and I'm going to drop 4 willpower because I'm full of willpower to give.
Yes, you are.
4.
All right. So real quick, before you do that, can you send Path of the War Cry to chat? That'll
Yes,
allow
I
people to see it
can.
on the stream. And just give them a quick summary of what it does.
All right, so Path of the War Cry, I'm using the rank 1 of Path of the War Cry. Rank 1, I have up to rank 2, but rank 1 allows my comrades within short range bonus to all attacks for 1 round, depending on how much willpower I spend. I spent 4 willpower, so each of my comrades will gain 4 additional dice to all of their actions this round, attacks.
So you throw the stein and yell out this scream of remember.
Mhm.
And is that a slow action?
I'm assuming it is. It does
Yes,
not.
it says right before rank 1.
Got it. Slow action. Yes, it has to be.
Okay.
It's my
Mhm.
full.
Gotcha. So
I
you
can
have a
move, I
fast
guess.
action. Do you want to do anything with a
Yeah,
fast
no, I'm
action?
gonna keep my fast action for dodging.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so boom, you used, or no, you're not. You used your slow action. All right.
Okay.
What's
Is
this?
anyone specifically at arm's length currently?
No one's at arm's length. Everybody's within 1 move of changing zones and getting it at arm's length. So you can get to anybody. You can get to the Iron Guard up at the front. You can get to Diedrich or Derek, or whatever the hell I called him, standing right next to Ash. You can get to both of them. You can get to the guy at the last guy at the table who has now stood up, or you can get to the 2 guys at the bar that are right down at the other end of the bar.
Okay. I am going to melee charge the Iron Guard guy because he looks terrible for anybody else.
Okay. So let's really quick tell everybody what that talent is.
I will do that. I will send that talent to the chat if I can find it. And I do that by saying that button. So basically, you get a nope. Did that not work?
It's the text bubble one.
Little bubble.
Post. Oh, that's not the right one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
I may have done it twice. So you throw yourself into combat without any concern for the risk. So when I move from near to arm's length, in the same action, I can slash, stab, punch, or shove.
And this is a slow action, but it allows you to keep your fast action, right?
Correct.
All right.
And I have rank 2, so it will be modified by +1.
All right.
+5, baby.
Well, plus the other
Yes.
4, but
On our Iron Guard. So walk me through what happens.
so I think as the people were again starting to pick up and move, I feel like I began to get my weapons to the ready because that needed to happen before all of this. And I think my initial thinking was to I'm watching this kid pull out his magic-y stuff and
Maybe it's
wow.
salt.
Yeah, I'm
Could
sure
be.
that's what it is. I'm sure it's fine. But I think I immediately realized that is a bad
A
juju
bad thing?
and not really my forte. So I'm going to run headlong into this other terrifying fellow because I feel like he would be a much larger threat to my less armored comrades. And so I will sally forth and holler, "Rah!" and head for him.
All right. Let's go ahead and give it a roll.
And let's see. So sword fighter, melee charge, and
You're going to go +2, +4, right? So +6.
+2 is there. So change it to 6. And I assume that he's not a demon, so I'm not going to change the artifact die to a D10.
That's a lot of dice.
And pushing is not an option.
Yeah, maybe don't push that one.
Is that like literally all of them? Wow.
That's an incredible roll. All right. He does get to roll armor.
Nope.
Oh, I like that.
All right, buddy.
So that is going to be enough.
Oh my gosh.
He's strong, man.
Strong
Hit points are
opener,
low in
man.
this game, baby.
Strong opener.
Show him how it's done.
Oh,
Tell me
I
what happens.
think that he wasn't quite ready for the immediate charge, and so he maybe couldn't quite get his shield up in time, and I cling and I hit him, and he basically loses his ground, and then I just continue just slashing away at him until he is effectively out.
And it startles everybody. The speed and the efficiency of you closing the distance coming across, right? And Rustbite comes out. Now, the one thing I'll tell you is as you gripped Rustbite, there's one you grip Rustbite one way at the bar, as you can tell, shit's about to go down, right? So Rustbite was already out, right? But as you start charging towards him, as you start slashing him, Rustbite gets warmer in your hand. And you just take him down, and he goes back up against the wall, and you slice him across his chest through the chainmail ardor, and the helmet comes flying off. The blood's coming out of, and it is just pure, efficient carnage. And the only feeling you have, and you can't put your finger on it, but Rustbite is telling you something. And he's telling you, or it's telling you, this isn't it.
I'm sure.
All right, so we've got a slow action from Osric. Osric has kept his fast action. This takes us to Aldrich.
All right. How far am I from this center fire? Like just a move essentially? Or...
You're one fast action away.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I don't trust this Ash kid and his pocket full of whatever he's got.
Pocket sand?
Handful of pocket sand. Does he have like a pouch that he was pouring it out of?
Yeah, so there's this pouch, and he's kind of poured it into his right hand.
Okay.
And he's standing next to another one of
He's
these.
doing like a salt bay. You know.
Totally should have knocked him down.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get up from our table and go walk over, just sashay over next to the fire. And now that I have a fire element near me, I'm gonna cast combustion. And I want to combust his little bag of sand.
So to give you context, because of initiative order, the powder's in his hand.
Sure.
Okay.
Does it, I don't know. Did he pour it all out, or is it?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So I can target an item and light it on fire. Can I target the handful of sand?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna just combust his clothes then.
Now you can target the sand in his hand or whatever he poured into his hand. You want to do
That's
that?
what I meant. Yeah. Can I? Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
A handful of sand. No, you're good. And I think I'm going to safe cast this because I don't need to.
I
We
feel
don't need
better
another
already.
plague in town.
So that means I don't have to roll anything because
Right.
it's lower than my level of elemental magic. So I just get one automatic success power level for combustion. So let me throw it up in chat for you. Talents, combustion, Director.
And so for those of you watching, this is a new Path of Magic that Aldrich took, and this is actually not in the base game. It comes out of the Bitter Reach supplement, which highly recommend. And it's at some point I would love to run on this channel because it's like Raven's Purge is also fantastic.
So yeah, basically the item catches on fire and the victim suffers an attack rolled with a number of base dice equal to the power level, unless he drops it.
Okay, so he's not going to drop it.
Okay,
so let's go ahead and roll that. So it's going to be.
He just takes a point of damage.
Yeah, he just takes a point. Yeah.
He'll take a point of damage unless he drops it.
All right, which he does not. So I'm going to go ahead and have him take a strength damage.
Neat.
All right, tell me the picture.
I mean, so Aldrich kind of not quite rushing, but like quickly moves over to the fire and just kind of like sweeps his one hand across and like just basically almost like shoots some embers towards this kid, right towards this handful of dust that he has.
He's got it in his left hand. He's poured it with his right hand. This gentleman is right next to him, this cloaked gentleman. And we see those embers like firebend, airbender type, just like kind of like just come across the dead man's tavern, hits this dust or sand or whatever it is he's poured into his hand, and sparkles like fireworks and just starts sparkling like a sprinkler. And we just see it. And he goes, ah! His hand pulls back immediately, and we can see the smoke leaving his hand, and we just see the dust that was in his hand just come down, and it all dissolves and combusts before it hits the ground. So that was your fast and your slow action.
Yes.
Oops. No, that's not what I meant to do. All right. Aldrich, fast and slow action done. That takes us right to a militia guard, right?
Oh, I think
Stands
so.
over all
Militia
He
guard.
has arrows now. He's a real person.
Right.
Town archer.
I count again. Right. So let me ask you this. So the powder or whatever that was in his hand is burned up. He's still got the pouch in his other hand.
Correct.
I am not seeing anything in the rules for any kind of a called shot or anything like that. Would there be a way, wise and benevolent GM, that Sten could basically try and shoot this pouch out of his hand and like pin it to the wall over there, or just knock it away from him?
So I know there's disarm rules.
Ooh, that sounds like it might be relevant.
Go Starship Troopers and just shoot him in the hand.
What good is a nuke?
Disarm is on that. I think, is disarm something you need a talent
Disarm, you
for
try to knock a
specifically?
weapon from your opponent's hand, roll melee now, so that won't work. remind me the aim rules. Is it a fast action to aim?
Normally,
Not for someone like
let me
Sten.
see.
though.
It's I'm a fast shooter, so I can shoot as a fast action.
Oh, right.
But so let's see. Aim. 98. Is a fast action. So I could aim and then shoot.
So I will do -2 if you don't aim, but if you want to use your fast action to aim, I'll do a -1. And the target
Yeah.
will be very specific. It'll be the pouch. So do you want to take
Okay.
the -2 and keep your fast action?
No, I think I'm gonna risk it. I think I will aim, draw back, focus, because being a fast shooter, as the bow is coming around, the arrow is already in his hand, and he is just going to take that shot.
So it'll just be at a -1. This is to shoot the pouch out of his hand.
Plus
All
4.
right. So
Oh, right,
from
plus
me.
4. So it's only
So
going to
minus
be
one.
+3.
right. So let's see. I've got 4 from the modifier. Normally aiming is +1.
Right.
So you're saying
But
that
I'm
offsets
countering
the
all of
penalty?
that. Right.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm saying that instead of a -2, you're going to be at a -1. That's where the +1 aim comes in.
Okay, got it. And then that will be offset by my die of sharpshooter. So
So you end up at a net +4, right?
Yep.
God, that's a lot of dice.
That arrow die gets me every time.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yep.
ooh, an artifact die.
Well,
That's a nice
I'm
die
not
in
going to
there.
push it, but I feel like that's a good shot.
Woof.
To hit a bag? Sure.
Yeah.
That's a lot of successes.
It is.
Um,
And
so I'm going to tell you what happens. I want you to tell me how it happens.
Mhm.
So at the end of your description, that pouch is more than a fast action away
Mhm.
from Ash.
Mhm.
So he's going to have to use both actions if he wants to get back to that pouch.
Okay.
Okay. So he's going to have to burn his whole initiative to do it.
Mhm.
And that arrow is through the center of his hand. So he's also going to take 1 damage
Okay. All
from
out.
the arrow going through the palm, the back of his hand.
Mhm.
I'm going to give him the damage. I want you to now describe to me what happens between you drawing the bow and that finishing.
Yeah, so we see him kind of jerk back with the hand that's on fire, and he turns in such a way. Sten's intention was basically like if he was holding the bag either up or down to hit the bag and send it flying. He happened at the time he did to have his hand kind of sideways, and so the arrow, which was aimed at the bag, goes. Well, sure. I mean, it's gonna. I'm going to say it goes across the bottom of his hand, and it's like it cuts him. It doesn't go
Like that.
through the hand,
Yep.
but it hits the bag. The sharp end of the broadhead kind of cuts the side of his hand, and it actually the arrow goes like into the stairwell leading upstairs and thuds into one of the risers on the stairs.
And we see the bag kind of swing as it's
Mhm.
pinned by the arrow. We see half of his hand, 2 of his fingers broken by this
Mm.
arrow, and the blood, and the blood follows the arrow as it
Mhm.
heads towards that
Super
stairwell.
slow-mo. I like it.
Yeah, and he kind of pulls it, so it's burned, and then he grabs his hand and he's holding it like this now.
Mhm. Quick question. I know
Yep.
that's both my actions. Is Mel still in the room, or did she go back to the kitchen with the civilians?
They're all back in the kitchen. There's only combatants left in this main
All
room.
right, cool. Then my turn is done.
All right, so our militia guard who is standing next to Ash is using his fast action to run. Whoops, no, that's not what I wanted to do. He's using his fast action to run to the pouch and his slow action to pull the arrow out and get the
Mhm.
pouch in his hand.
That seems important.
Our next militia. All right, so who would he identify as threats? You guys are all a bunch of pains in the ass.
Well, I mean, to be fair, only one of us has murdered any of them.
Yeah, I that's where I was headed to. I think he's going to go for Osric at this point. So he's going to use his fast action to get to Osric. And then he's going to try to pop Osric.
I'm gonna try to parry him.
Okay.
With my free parry.
You can parry because he's not a monster.
I assume he's not a
Hey!
monster.
Oh, he's kind of a monster.
They're all
He's not that kind
monsters,
of
but
Okay. So
the kind
he's
that I can
he is
parry against.
swinging at you with his hand axe. Let's do the parry.
Let's see. I have defender. And those don't count for this.
And this parry uses your fast action. Is that correct?
No, this is my free parry.
It would normally.
It
Right.
would normally, but I
Okay, so
have
you got your
something.
success, which counters his success. So you successfully parry this. So he comes running at you, axe up. You just got done slashing down this iron guard. He comes down with the axe and
I raise my shield up just to catch it right in the center of the shield.
so we just see it, and you can feel he might be stronger than you realized because the recoil of that blow had much more of an impact than I think you anticipated. We go to our last militia guard, his partner at the bar. Fast action to get to Osric, slow action to attack.
And I will spend my fast action to parry this one.
Got it.
Oof.
That's problematic.
I would say yeah.
This is fine. This is
So
all
now you're using your fast action.
Yes. Da-da-da-da. So I'm going to read this real quick for you, and you're going to tell me what you think this means. Your attack and parry rolls are modified by +1 when you fight with a sword. Do I have to parry with the sword to get that +1? Or can I parry with the shield and still get that +1?
So, well, it depends. Are you doing the parry with the shield? Well, you can't parry with the shield. You can only block with a shield.
Oh, there's no block.
Oh, there isn't?
Parry is what you do with the
There's
shield.
parry
Oh,
or
okay. I'm sorry.
dodge,
Yeah, then that would only be. It depends on which one you're using then.
Okay.
So you're pairing with the shield again?
Let me look at defender. Apparently, I'm going to parry with the sword. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Be a +1
I mean, that's what you're good at, right?
It is what I'm good at, so I guess I'm gonna. So I get a bonus for sword fighter, and I get a bonus for defender. For parrying
Clearly,
with
the sword doesn't want you to get hurt.
Exactly. And I think that, like, in all fairness, his shield is occupied by the first axe.
Right, exactly. And clearly, the sword doesn't
Block
want you
the
to get hurt.
first axe. How do you parry the second attack with 3 successes?
And I think that the other guy, he's coming in from the other side, thinking that I'm exposed because my shield is over here, and I basically just clank off that axe handle with the sword blade.
Do you get anything from Rustbite that warns you, or is this pure you?
I think that
Because you're good at this, right?
right,
think
Osric
that's
is good at this,
possible.
and I think that this is sort of more his element than he's been in quite some time. This is, guys with swords and axes, which is much more grounded than he's been in, like, really several weeks. So this is much more of a natural flow, and I
They
think
don't
he's
have
been doing-
wings. They don't breathe fire.
Exactly, right. This is it's
Yeah.
sort of like falling back into old, sword habit patterns and all of the exercises and things like that, and it's just almost instinctual.
Fire comes across the room. Arrows come flying into Ash's hand. Men are piling on as we hear Vasilla screaming. And we've got axes hitting his shield. We've got axes being parried away by a sword. We're back at the top. There is a very obvious threat for all of these very well-trained Rust brothers. And he has a long black beard with some gray in it. And he just took down one of the Iron Guard. So our next militia guard is going to use his fast action to also get close to you.
Do not
And
like.
he's going to attack.
Uh,
You have this is the top of the order.
This is the top
so
of
you
the order,
have-
so I get my actions back.
Correct.
So I will use my free parry to
You
attempt
will.
to parry him.
All right. So now that you've declared that, I can roll.
He's scared.
It's just a lot of bodies to swing into.
Yeah, it's getting crowded.
Yeah,
Crowded over here.
he swings, sees you moving and shifting your weight, telling him that you recognize, and he changes his angle. He's pushing.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So
Is he?
he misses. And he's going to take 2 strength damage.
Leaves
And I
himself
want-
wide open.
You to tell me what happens here. Does he miss because of ineptitude? Does he miss because of your actions? And where does this damage come from?
So I think he misses because he is. I think someone said it right. He's running into this because he knows he has to, but like this is not going his way, right? I think that he was, really confident when the big night guy was there, and the big night guy's not there anymore. So I don't think it's ineptitude. I think that he's a little scared. And as far as the damage, like it's physical damage, right? So I think that maybe he sort of mistimes a swing and just catches like the edge of a shield wrong or something like that, and sort of knocks himself a bit in a way that he's not doing well.
What do you think about the fact that he misses you clearly by his hesitation and his fear? I love that a ton. And his axe comes down. And what do you think about you kicking him?
Oh, I think that'd be great.
Right. Yeah, right in the ribs, right? As he's missing you. And you are all over the place right now, Osric. Because remember, this is all happening within a second of each
Right.
other. Everything we just did, right? So it's block, parry. He misses, you lean back, and you just kick him, and it takes him off balance. He doesn't lose the axe, but he takes that kick much harder than he should have, right in the ribs. Now we go to Ash. Ash is now going to go ahead and take his fast action to get to our friend. He takes that pouch. And what we saw him do before was pour it into his hand. And this time we see him just take that pouch and shove it into the face of the guard, or the militia that was right there. And the militia doesn't pull back, doesn't hesitate, almost looks like he knew it was coming. And we just see him shove, and we see this powder come back out, the sand powder cover his face, and it doesn't poof. It doesn't create a cloud. It clings to his face as it hits it.
Do not like.
Probably fine.
We skip our Iron Guard because he's dead. We now
we
get to
think
reorder things.
We're shuffling Vasilla to the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, because that way it gets a double dip.
Okay, so we're going to change you down to 7.
Jim, do you want me to go before Osric?
Sure.
I mean, maybe give Osric a chance. Maybe we can thin down some of the problems before you
I think
get
that sounds
swarmed
great.
again. Okay, so maybe put him at 6.
Sure.
So 4 is the top spot. Who's going first?
So 4 would be either me or Aldrich. I don't care. I can go now if you want.
Yeah, if
feel
you're
like
ready,
4.
go ahead. And then I'll
Okay,
grab-
yeah. Let's see. Put me at 4.
All right.
Aldrich 5. Osric 6.
All right, you at 4. Who's at 5?
Aldrich.
Aldrich.
Osric at 6.
And Vessi at 7.
And Vasila at 7. That looks right to me.
Air goes flying, cuts into the hand. You see 3 guys on Osric. You also see the smashing of the face happening at the other side of the tavern.
Yep. So I hate to say it, but Osric seems to be handling himself pretty well.
It's only 3-1. He's fine.
So at least the first arrow, I think, is going after Mr. Powderface.
Cocaine bear, no.
Yes.
We're shooting a cocaine bear.
I mean, maybe it'll send him against me and free Osric up. We'll see what happens. So I'm just taking all my usual bonuses and stuff.
All right. So is this a?
This is a fast action because I'm a fast shooter.
That's right. So you're using just your fast action here.
Still splitting +4 for me.
Still got my +4 and the sharpshooter.
Ooh.
Well, I feel like I have to push that now. Let's see, where's that damage? That's going to be on me, but yeah, I got to push it. Ugh, I am disappointed.
All right. So we shoot, we push, we end up with just the one success, right? What are my options here?
I think normally the only thing you can do is dodge,
which will put him in prone.
Prone. Yep.
Oh, that's not easy. You got 2 Banes. He's going to take it.
Okay.
All right. So he's going to take the damage. Walk me through what happens.
Well,
Powder in the face. You shot 1 arrow.
Yeah.
Draw the next one.
Man, I think I got to shoot him again. I think this guy is going to be a problem. So,
where do you think that first arrow hits for 1 damage?
I mean, honestly, I was probably going for his head, and I imagine he kind of turned a little bit and just kind of caught maybe his shoulder or something.
So boom!
I love the idea of like winging his ear.
Staircase, right? Oh wait, he's got armor. Hold on.
Oh
no.
Oh no.
Stupid rules. All right, so it caroms off his armor.
Yep. All right, so you've only used your fast action.
Yep. So now I'm going to use my slow action. And having seen that happen, I'm going to spend a willpower to use Path of the Arrow to ignore his armor on this shot.
Excellent. You still have your bonus from Vasilla.
I do, and I'm very excited by it. Let's hope I
buff
roll
bot
better.
3000.
God, that's so many freaking dice.
It's still not great.
So let me explain the big guy for everybody. So it's a D12 now, right?
Right.
All right. So that's how we are figuring out how many arrows that Sten has. If Sten rolls a 1 or a 2 on that D12, it's going to go down to a D10. If he rolls a 1 or 2, so it's a really neat resource management system within there. So you now have 2. He has used his fast action. The question is will he try to avoid this 2 damage and use his slow action? And the answer is he won't.
Okay.
So that means he's going to go ahead and take the 2 damage.
And this is the first guy that went, right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Oh, it is. I'm marking the wrong guy. Good point.
Yeah.
No, because he went and got this guy is the one that went and got the pouch. after you shot it out of his hand.
Oh no, you're
Oh.
right. You're right.
You're right.
So
Sorry,
he's got to
I'm
be
wrong.
8, 9, 10.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's one of them.
Sorry, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
He's 8.
Mhm.
Do bad
Alright.
guys get to move around like good guys do?
Good. All right, that's all for me.
Aldrich.
Okay.
You go across. Arrows are
Mhm.
flying. 3-on-1 on Ostrich.
Yeah. Mm. God, I want to help Ostrich, but I also don't want to know what this whole dust to the face guy's gonna do.
It's kind of where I was.
Well, that at no point is anybody worried about the guy who's actually doing the dusting.
Hey, I lit the dust on fire, okay? And I want to do
We
more of
are
that. It was
I
fun.
want to keep him alive. If we can.
I understand that part.
So I
That's
think
hard to
There's
do
a
with arrows.
list of worries. He is not
All
the
happening
primary one.
fast.
No,
Aldrich, what are you doing?
Yep,
I
yep.
think since the world has provided me fire to cast fire with, I'm going to keep doing that. And these guys, they're all wearing robes, right? So I want to basically do combust again on the guy who has the dust on his face and is on the ground.
Okay.
So we're just
You're
gonna
safe casting it.
I'm gonna save cast it again because I'm
Oh, safe
Mhm.
cast.
not gonna go
You've
This
crazy.
is such a huge change from prior casts.
Yeah, who are you and what have you done with
Since-
Aldrich?
Since he is wearing the article in question that is on fire, he will suffer a point of damage every round until he makes a move roll to put it out.
Armor has no effect.
Armor has no effect because it is fire.
Okay, so he suffers an attack roll with the number of base dice equal to choice power level. It's an attack roll. I don't know if that gets my because attacks are part of my
Is this
yell.
considered an attack roll?
It says he takes an
Yeah,
attack roll with
against clothes or armor.
He shouldn't have to roll for this.
but it goes off automatically. But
Right.
the
Yeah.
amount of damage he takes from being lit on fire is equal to an attack roll
Ah.
of
Number of
double
base dice equal to twice the power level.
All right. So what's the power level?
1,
weapon
so
damage.
2.
You guys to roll 2d6.
Okay. Now, do I get Vasilis bonus for that?
It's an attack. I'm good with that.
So I get 6 dice.
Excellent.
So I have to roll 40 or 66. Or yeah, 66.
Yes.
Yep.
Let's try it here and see what happens. I've got 1 6 there.
No, that's the 1 point of damage he would have taken.
Yep. That's
and
it.
armor is ignored.
Yep.
So,
Takes him out.
Oh,
So
sweet. I mean, given the powder combusted the last time, Aldrich
Yep,
kind of does the
yeah.
same thing. Like he did that first sweep, and then he comes back and just does another sweep and just sends a bunch of embers, and it just lands on his robe, and it just catches because all this dust is everywhere now.
I think it lands on his hood.
Yeah,
Oh,
right,
right,
yeah,
where-
and that's
where we
exactly what Aldrich
see-
was aiming for. It's
yeah,
just
where
like-
we see this spreading on him, right?
We've
Mhm.
established that the powder is flammable.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and we start to see the sparkles, the sprinkler sparkles, the 4th of July sparkles, and the whole thing comes up, and now his whole head just, and he just falls, and we see Ash just, and he grabs the pouch away from it to pull it away from the fire. As that happens, Osric, you've got 3
I do have 3.
visitors.
We haven't helped at all.
friends.
I-
Just think of them as like baby bears. Don't worry. They'll know what to
Soon.
So so I think I'm going to use part of Sword Fighter, and rank 2 of Sword Fighter allows me to slash 2 enemies with my sword with a single action. And so I will do that, and I will attack the, I guess, center and left, if that makes sense.
Do you
They
wanna
each
include
get
the
their
guy that
own
you
separate
wounded?
roll. Oh, do we?
Because you wounded
Oh.
one, or one wounded himself, really.
Unwounded himself. I like that. Let's follow up on kicked guy. That makes good sense.
So kick guy and another guy.
Kicked guy and another guy. They each get their own separate roll. And then there's some stuff about advanced combat, which we're not doing.
And this all counts as just one slow action.
And this is
correct?
all one slow action.
Nice.
Ah, that's good.
We've learned a lot in a month, as it turns out.
So I have sword fighter and
Still have
also
Bacillus.
I love it
Bacillus
when,
dice.
love it when Craig gets to
God,
let
it's
us
so
use our new
good.
toys.
Warcry is so good.
No!
That's a lot of time.
Ugh!
Good. So many.
We've been all 1s and 6s tonight.
Was there not one Bane in any of that?
There was not either. I for a moment thought the blood drops were Banes, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, that's a lot
Oh.
of Banes. That's a problem." But it's not a problem.
Which one did we target first? Wounded or not wounded?
I didn't say. Do you
Be
want to like
honest
high
here.
low it?
No, just be honest.
I feel like wounded would be first.
I
Okay.
think you would have followed up with him.
Yeah, I feel like
Right,
that's basic
like
combat
leaning into the
doctrine.
kick.
Remove the wounded.
Yes.
All right. So
I
he's
don't
gonna
think
get
I'm
a
gonna
chan-
push it though.
Yeah, so he's gonna have a chance to use his armor.
Oh, I think I have a thing for that, but I might have forgotten.
Yeah, you have like the same thing to spend a willpower to ignore armor.
Yeah, well.
What armor?
So how do we kill Rib Guy?
So I think it is literally a slash across, and I think it just, he's because he was kicked and he's basically flailing back and just follow through and finish him off.
All right, let's go for the second guy.
And then we're gonna go for the second guy.
Finish him.
God, you are a monster, Ostrich.
He's a
Ugh.
machine.
What a hero. What a hero.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
there's
a
the
lot of
Banes.
Banes.
Yes,
There's
all
the Banes.
Banes.
He's
Yes.
Yeah, your second swing gets deflected by the other guy's
good.
skull.
Exactly.
Yes. Your sword is stuck in his rib cage.
Exactly. It takes a moment to pull free and doesn't quite do as much as one would hope.
Still some though.
All right, you hit him, don't kill him. What happens?
I think that part of the struggle was in fact like just trying to pull free from dealing with the one. Maybe it even clicked into like a floorboard and just swung back around, and on the backswing just gave him a good wallop.
So Vasilla, you've made this war cry of justice. And
It's working.
it clicked.
Right.
And you have now just seen 3 people that you trust and love take down an Iron Guard and 2 other militias, and they are tearing the hell out of Ash, this kid.
Mhm.
Like his poor hand.
This poor child.
You
So
saw,
bad.
you saw
Gunpowder in
Alfred
your hand.
set one man's head on fire as you now inhale after just expelling this huge war cry.
I'm going to run over. So here's what I like to do, and tell me what the actions look like to do it. I would like to go over and steal the pouch from Ash's beaten, cut,
Just
burned
slap it out of his
hands. I'm thinking that's a sleight of hand,
I completely
to-
agree.
like a
So it's
fast
gonna
to
be
get over and then sleight of hand
Fast
to
and
steal
slow.
it.
Yep.
Okay, that's where
Give
my
me a
head
sleight
is
of
at.
hand.
Cool. Oh, right, you're behind my cameras. I'm going to
It's
go
going to
ahead
be an
and
opposed
push.
roll. So,
I'm going to push this as well because I feel like
so he
you know how I
jerks
feel
away
about
at
demons.
first.
Yep. It's on the 2.
It's going to be just a straight agility roll for him. Oh, he has to push.
Oh, look at that.
So you come in, you go to snatch, he pulls
Was it
his
militia guard or was it Ash? Is it the same stats?
It's Ash. It's in Ash's hand.
It's still Ash because I got the token.
Okay,
wrong.
because the thing says militia guard. Okay.
Yeah. He pulls away. You go second hand, pulls away. So you're right now engaged with him, and you guys are slap fighting over the.
Okay.
Oh, he got so.
He's
lucky
got his
on that
hand
one.
on your forehead.
Yeah, I was hoping that like with his burnt and ripped apart hands, he was not great at holding onto a pouch.
All right. Militia guard. Oh, there we go. militia guard on our all the militia guard are on you. It's Rick. This powder guy's dead.
I'm gonna spend my
Free
fast
parry?
action to parry.
Oh, this is your
I spent
fast action now.
my free parry was on the first guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. You're behind in the sequence now.
Yes, but that's might be
It's
okay.
only for one round because there's now one less dude.
I have a thing for that too.
All right. He's gonna push this hand axe attack.
Oh,
Looked like a
He
lot.
got 2 successes. We took 1 damage to the hand axe and 1 damage to strength. But he got 2 successes. Oh my god. All right, so you're gonna take 1 damage to strength.
I'm gonna roll my armor, and I'm gonna use. Before I forget, where is it? Do I have rank 2 of that yet? I do. I'm gonna use rank 2 of Path of the Shield. When you parry, you can immediately spend a willpower to not count the parry against your actions this round.
Oh my god. So it doesn't count that I give you back a fast action.
And then I'll roll armor,
Okay.
right?
You
Which
see 1 success not to take damage.
do that.
And make sure you click the whole armor. Just hit armor at the
Yep.
top, not individual.
Jesus, what are you wearing?
Chainmail and a
Chainmail
great
and a heavy
helm.
Oh,
helmet.
good lord. Okay, yes. Wow.
Battle tank over here.
So let's go through this sequence real quick. Militia guard swings.
Correct. So I think I attempt to deflect, and obviously don't catch it all, and basically it slides off and then basically skips off a shoulder of the armor. And I think Osric's gonna kind of give him that grin, like, "Oh, you guys are in real trouble now."
All right. So do you have a fast action left or not?
I do have a fast action left.
God damn.
So the way I read it is that like I get 1 that is free, and then if I spend a fast to parry again, I can continue to spell willpower so that it does not count.
Wow, that's so good.
A lot of
Yeah,
All
level
right.
2 and 3 talents are real strong.
They really are, which
And-
is cool, right? I mean,
Yeah.
this is still much deadlier than 5e.
Oh,
but
sure.
it's
Remember,
also
kids,
nice that
thank your
that
tanks.
you guys are getting good at this. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Next one next to you takes a swing.
Ooh. He's serious now.
He's going to push it.
Oh no.
Let's take a look here. I'll see what see if that makes sense.
Oh.
He would only re-roll 2 dice. He's not going to push it. So you're going to use your last fast action?
I'm going to use my last fast action to parry.
Okay, so you are
So
going
which
to take
one
1
was-
damage. No,
Which one's the
armor.
beat up.
2. Oh, yeah, roll your armor.
I get to roll my armor.
Wouldn't it be 2 damage because it looks like the axe is +1? Never mind.
No, because the successes count successes. I think.
Uh,
Don't know that to be true.
Oh, but the one that gets through does too.
oh,
And then it's
yeah,
bonus
okay,
ones for
yeah,
each
right.
additional. And the banes on the armor don't count unless I take damage, right?
Correct, which you do not. This blocks all the damage, so those banes do not count against your armor. You have got 3 dudes just
Well,
well,
2
now
now.
2 just on you with axes, and you between your armor and your shield and your sword are
Helm
just
and all of this is just
fighting it all off. We go back to the top to everybody's favorite kid, the coolest teenager on the block.
Craig, before that happens, the guy that pushed, is he the one that had already been slashed a little bit? Or no, his armor ate all of that. Never mind. You're good to go. Okay.
He's gonna Ash is gonna use his fast action.
Mm-hmm.
To now run to one of the guys on Osric
A little shit.
and just take the last of the powder. This is the last chance he has. And he uses his slow action to smash it into one more guy's face.
like, I want to see what happens.
We're just gonna keep doing this, all right?
Okay.
Now,
So the next guy's dead. So I'm back to figuring out who's going first.
mean, I'm happy to shoot him unless you want to do the
Can I go
honors,
first?
Osric.
I'll just
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it
yeah.
again.
Sure, why not?
Aldrich volunteers as tribute.
But I'm willing to go first a little
Put up
bit.
another song.
And put it. Yeah, I'm not gonna put a super war cry on you this time, but I'll put a little bit of a.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, so we're gonna put Vasilla at 4.
Mm-hmm. Aldrich 5.
All right, so hold on one second. 4.
I think just swap Vasilla and Sten. Put Sten at 7.
And then Sten at 7.
I feel like a bad person for like I would literally not swing at that guy with the stuff in his face because I want to know what happens.
No, Jim. No. You started this fight.
That's right. All right, so we're at Vasilla.
I'm going to
Pure chaos.
literally, pure chaos, and cutting through it all is this insane laughter as he slams his powder into his face, like, now he just gets to die. Yeah.
Everybody gets Osric's sword. You get Rustbite, and you get Rustbite.
What's the horrible little haunted doll? I feel like that's what Vasilla is.
Right? I'm not gonna murder our listeners here by cackling loudly, but I do. Vasilla does. I'm gonna
just
pop.
real quick. I want to pause just real quick, Dave.
Yeah.
This is all happening very fast, so I don't expect this to be a deep explanation. But
Yeah.
we've established Vasilla's feelings about the Rust brothers,
Yeah.
and she has now witnessed a slaughter happening.
Mm.
Where is she right now at the second before she acts?
She is so deep into the character, what she believes to be the character of like crazy, like the midget in the room that's just like trying to throw them off and is crazy, like I think that there's a real I think there's a real hint of like actual bloodlust in there.
Yeah.
Like there's real bloodlust, but like that hasn't like made it to her real head yet. That's like she's just like playing the character of like a crazy bloodlust barbarian, like from Song and Legend, right? That like would go through cuts and more, and like she's like in her head, she's like a painted up, like crazed barbarian.
She's Mel Gibson, pre-anti-Semitistic.
With much less anti-Semitism. God, what a anyway.
Why did you do that to us, Mel?
love you.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to spend a willpower to then give you guys just +1 to your dice roll
And
this
that's
time.
your slow action.
Like I know it's not as good, but I feel like you'd use the opposite one.
Yeah,
right?
I thought
Like-
about that, but there's only 2 of them, and the 4 of us get to, well, 3 of you get to go before.
No, I know. It
those
does not
two.
feel like the most optimal thing, but it
No, I
definitely
thought
feels
so.
more like the
Tactically
thing that
speaking,
she was
I thought
doing
about
right
that
there.
last turn, but I decided trying to get the powder was the better choice. But I did
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
No,
Anyway,
I'm
so
good
I-
with it. So what is
in-
so you're using your slow action for the war cry?
I use my war cry, but this time instead of just like a 4 VV and like just a heart like thumping like fight, it's just like insanity. I guess that's like, I think it just adds insanity. Like now that one dies. I see what you're saying, Jim. I do feel like that like situationally does make more sense for them to have -1 to their rolls, but
No, I got you, man.
Well, it comes down to whether she is degrading the morale or upgrading
Right.
the morale.
And that just
right?
it feels to me more like what we were talking about, but I agree that tactically it's a better play to
Well,
give us the
but
bonus.
it doesn't have to be just tactically, right? I mean, it can make sense either way. What Vasilla does.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
yeah, I think I'm more like I'm imagining I'm more like a soccer fan, like yelling for like
You're a
Mhm.
hooligan.
got
yeah,
it. Got
like
it. Yeah.
I turned into a crazy hooligan.
and you cheering on and inspiring Osric in this situation inspires everybody, right? I mean, we have seen Osric
Go ham.
Well, and save everybody's life. He identified himself early as the main threat, attracted
Mhm.
all the aggro,
Mhm.
which freed up everybody, right? Because any of these hand axes coming at you, other three is a problem. And he is handling the situation. So what
Mhm.
does Vasily yell out to give this plus one to everybody?
I think I'm going to yell out. I don't know. I don't know what I yell. Sorry. I'm going
Kick
to.
him in the other shin.
I don't know, man. Come on, blank.
What would she say?
Sorry.
What would she say to Osric? Watching Osric slaughter people she hates. Hates.
I don't think that word. I don't think there's like. I don't think that there's a lyrical
She might
mind
just
going.
scream.
I think it's just like bloodthirsty,
Oh, yeah.
feral, like
And a tone maybe that we've never heard in song
yeah,
or anything from her. Just a
yeah.
visceral, just
She might be a metal band singer right now. Like
she was at Ministry's Lollapalooza. Oh, this is phenomenal. Phenomenal. All right, so everybody's got a +1. Aldrich.
Yeah, and I think following that up, like Aldrich has this glint in his eye, and he's just got this like, you know, we have a mixed history with fire and Aldrich, and wielding it is kind of a power trip for him right now, and Vasila's song isn't helping. So we're gonna combust again on the guy who just got another face full of powder.
Okay, that's number
And
9, just so everybody knows.
I'm gonna spend 2 willpower. I'm still gonna safe cast this, so I'll roll 1 less die. And I don't remember how to actually roll dice now. For
I
casting
think you just
spells.
hit the little.
I think it might be from the spell. Hold on.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's from the spell.
If I can find combust again. Combustion. Safe cast. Safe casting 1. Power level.
2, right.
It's not letting me upgrade it.
I don't know if you can safe cast.
Is safe cast always the minimum level?
I believe it is.
Oh, okay. No,
Oh, that makes
because
sense.
it's got like a little willpower. Oh, there we go. Never mind, I got it.
You got it?
Oh, because I manually killed my willpower. Hold on, let me restart
Okay.
this process. I was getting clever. So yeah, we tick that, and we safe cast. There we are, and we roll. Okay.
So what happens to power
We did
level
it.
2?
So basically doing the same thing as last time. I'm lighting his
More dice.
robe on fire. So we're gonna get 4 + 1 attack dice because of Vasila's lovely song. So we will do roll 5d6 if this keyboard will work. And that is technically no damage.
Yep.
But he will suffer a damage at the start of every round until he makes a move roll to put it out as
Okay.
a slow action.
So let me just do this. Put him on fire.
You're on fire. Technically, he's just heating up right now. He has not yet taken
So-
damage.
He has now gotten the powder in the face from Ash. You are now doing what? So it's not going to hurt him yet, but he is on fire.
And I think this time when I whip the embers at him, they just kind of land. Like they like land next to him, and then you see it start to catch at the bottom of his robes.
Oh, I like it. So you missed him,
Mhm.
but you start the bottom. You start hit the bottom of his robes on fire.
Yeah, like he hasn't fully caught, but it's starting to grow.
The
And
flames are hungry.
Aldrich just has this like reflective flame in his eye from this cook fire, and he's just throwing these fires out.
Speaking of Aldrich,
Uh-oh.
or speaking of Osric, I'm sorry.
Oh,
One guy's got powder in his face,
there's powder in his face guy. There's not powder in his face guy. Which
and there's Ash. They're all within range.
I am going to slash at the 2 militia
Okay.
with my sword. So
So this is your slow action, correct?
yes.
Okay. This
Uh,
is your slow action. Who is first? Powder face or no powder face?
I guess powder face.
Okay. So that's 9.
Come on, baby.
Go, look at that.
Oh,
And yet,
come on, man.
Nope. And then
And what's the
non.
bane on?
The bane is on my strength.
strength.
It is on your strength. Okay.
So I think that at this point, Osric is not pushing himself. He's playing it safe,
Mhm.
and he will slash at the other fella.
Okay. This is on 10.
That's a little better.
That is a different result.
It is. He will also not be pushing that.
All right. We're going to use our fast action to try to. God, what would he do at this point? I mean, I think he's scared. I think he dodges,
Or not.
which does nothing. An armor.
Hi, cat.
He's going to take 1.
He's gonna take 2, right?
Two.
Yeah, he's got 3 damage on respite.
Correct. He's going to take 2. You hit him good.
I hit him good. I'm gonna use my fast action
Okay.
to shove Ash to the ground with my shield
Ooh. Okay.
because I've never done it before and I wanted to do it.
Seems like spreading his wings over here. He's like, I got rules.
So you
So
roll
yeah.
melee. A weapon with the hook feature or a shield can be used. So you should be able to do this with via your shield. If your opponent has higher strength than you, he does not. 2 successes are required to succeed. Otherwise, 1 is enough. If the attack is successful, your opponent falls to the ground and is prone. Any additional successes have no effect. Your opponent can dodge to avoid your shove. Parrying a shove requires a shield. And he has used both of his actions, so he cannot dodge this.
Huzzah.
Sweet.
I'm
Get
gonna
on
shove.
the floor.
So you hit him with your shield and you drop him to the
Yeah.
ground.
Just to thunk him onto the ground and put him down there where he's not gonna throw any other powders at any other people.
Come on,
or
stay
do
where he
any
belongs. I
other
know you want to.
terrible magical things to cause problems.
And
For a
we
moment.
are not done because we still have Sten. We see Ash fall to the ground. We have 2 people still on Osric. One of them has the bottom of their cloak on fire.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to take my first shot with my fast action at Powderface,
Okay.
and kind of yelling, not looking at Ash, but yelling as I do, "It's over, you little shit!" Because Sten is nothing if not classy.
This
And
will be
I
at a
will take my-
+1
Yep. So I get all of that
from Vasilla.
Yep. Ugh. Well, there's no reason not to push it, right?
That's a no-brainer,
Jesus.
right?
Uh-huh.
No, we're just gonna drag
right.
it out now at the end.
Yeah, clearly. All right. Well, I will take my
Dramatic
second
effects.
shot at the same guy. There's too
This is
much
your
whirling.
slow action.
I have a feeling that Osric is whirling around like a dervish. He may have accidentally parried the arrow.
What do you think about this, Stan? Is that like you pull back, everything's moving quickly, and
Mhm.
you purposely miss like you aim and then the second one you just let fly, right? Because you don't want to hit
Mhm.
Osric.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I was being a little bit too cautious with
Too
that one.
cautious, yeah.
Right. Second one. also apparently
Come
being very cautious with.
Come on, man.
Oh, good Lord. Finally. At least I hit something.
All right, this is on powder, right?
Right. And does he, they're all wearing armor, right?
Yes.
Well, I would have needed to call that before the shot. So, okay.
Nice think your armor isn't working.
Yeah. All right, how's this arrow kill him?
So I
Three
don't
free
know what
powder-faced
effect
guy.
this powder has or is supposed to have. I'm sort of
You're
visual.
seeing the powder spread on his face.
Okay. And I'm visualizing that it's sort of giving him like almost a berserker kind of thing where he just starts doing a, and then the arrow hits him right in the mouth.
And it happens as Ash is pulling his hand away, right? And he is then being kicked back and just seeing this last of his powder dying in front of his face as he hits the ground. We've got one more shot for the kids.
Is he smart enough to surrender?
I don't know if Zealots surrender.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know if Facila's going to let him get away.
I think he's going to take a swing at Osric.
Okay.
I have not used my free parry, right?
You've only been attacked once.
If I was
You've been attacked
once,
0 times this round.
That's what I thought.
Ash, because Ash went and shoved powder in the dude's face. Everyone else has died before they went.
Okay.
I think.
I think that's true.
Free parry.
I'm going to take my free parry.
Why would you not?
Oof.
The last attempted swing. You parry it away with a shield, block it, and I'm imagining Osric is like standing at this point out of sheer confidence, understanding what the situation is. As he just comes up nonchalantly, almost just knocks the axe as it swings at him. Ash is on the ground. He gets up on all fours and starts to scurry towards the front locked door. That's going to take both of his actions. He's at the door and he's trying to lift up.
I'll go last.
Can I take a shot?
I think you can.
Okay. So I'll swap with Vasilla. And I am going to put an arrow right like into the bar of the door where his hand is. I'm not trying to hit him, but I'm trying to sort of make clear that I could.
So the -1 and the bonus one, just do a straight shot.
Okay. Well, I do have an extra +1 from sharpshooter, so I'll keep that.
Yep, then the +1 from sharpshooter.
But I don't get Vasilla's right. That's that. That's that. That's that. Oh, come on.
Really? You are.
Yeah, no, it's not a good night. Well,
He's not used to shooting indoors.
I'm gonna risk it.
We're running out of steam. This is
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
There was a lot of activity.
Okay. Jesus. All right. So actually, between all the yelling and everything, actually, Stan has got a pretty bad stitch in his side now, but he still puts an arrow next to his hand and says, "I said it's over."
And we see Ash starting to lift the bar, and as it lifts, the arrow just goes right by his hand, doesn't hit him, and just lodges that bar directly into the door, so that Ash immediately stops as he's trying to lift it. Who's next? No, you still got
Aldrich.
shots. Do you want to do anything else? That was only your fast or slow.
Yeah, it looks like this other guy isn't going to quit. I'll try and put him down. So
You're
1
good?
damage. Yep, we'll leave it that way.
So his armor is able to take the arrow.
I mean, Osric should really be the one to finish this.
Truth.
All
Didn't know
right.
if we wanted to
Aldrich,
set the whole room on fire with a dangerous level 3 cast right now.
Please
That is
don't.
done. I know that Vasila's last, so is it going to be Aldrich or Osric?
Osric, why don't you go ahead?
All right, I'll just hopefully rust bite him,
Clean this guy off.
and
All
he'll
right.
be
So is
done.
this going to be a slow action?
This will be my slow action, yes. And I do get 1 more for Vasila still.
Yep.
That's all I got. That's all I got. Just I'm running out of steam, Craig.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
He's going to try to parry with his hand axe as a fast action. Which fails. Now armor's his only chance. And that fails.
Phew. This one is
He is
That is-
also out of
it's 2
steam, as
enough.
it turns out.
Yeah.
Everybody's
and
really tired.
more than anything, he's dead.
Phew.
Important note.
A whole
there.
other round of combat would have been awful. Thank goodness.
You take him down, you slut. Oh, dude. Like you're out of control, Osric. So is he's responsible for 4 of the 5 deaths, right? Because Aldrich took 1.
Yeah, I don't.
uh,
I believe that's correct.
No,
no,
uh,
Aldrich set the guy on fire.
I think Sten
you-
got
you-
1.
I don't think I.
No, I think
You
Sten
got the guy in the mouth second.
Oh,
by
right. I got the
first.
guy in the mouth. You're right,
Yes,
you're right.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
So you're
So you got
2 to 4.
4 out of 6.
Aldrich.
So seeing Osric go ham, and seeing this last guy fall, I'm just gonna turn back towards the door. I just watched this kid just run by me, and I see Sten's shot, and I just Ash, stop.
And he does. His hands just drop. He's now on all 4s and just putting his weight up against the door, but in resignation, not in trying to do anything more. I'm ending the combat.
It's safe out here now. I yell in the direction of the kitchen.
No response.
I will go over and take a look.
So we see Sten head towards the kitchen. Osric, you are covered in blood. You look down at Rustbite. Rustbite has absorbed a lot of it and is mostly clean.
That can't be good. That can't be good, Craig.
Vasila, there's an uneasy quiet after Sten yells. There's a half second of silence, which has not happened in the pure chaos that in real time took maybe 15 seconds. But it felt like us players, right? It felt like 45 minutes because it all happened so fast. And you see a resigned, defeated Ash up against the door. I know Sten is heading to the kitchen. What is everybody else doing?
I think Aldrich's gonna go detain our prisoner. Make sure he doesn't weasel away.
And how does one armed Aldrich detain our kid?
I think I'm mostly just gonna like step on him. I'm just gonna like
Point
put my
threateningly.
boot on him. Yeah.
And I mean, he is a healthy kid, right? It's not like he's some scrawny kid with a spear in front of the gates of the Hollows. But you come over to him and emotionally he's weak. And you have no trouble putting your boot on him. And he immediately falls down. And you just are standing on his torso with one of your feet.
I just kind of lean down to him. You are going to explain everything that has happened since the Rust brother died.
He's trying to contain it, but you hear the he's trying to hide his sobbing. Vasilla and Osric.
I'm gonna walk over to Aldrich. I'm gonna sit down on the floor next to Ash. I'm gonna take a big deep breath. I think I get how someone, when they were a kid, when you were like, was sent over to them and got wrapped up in all the zealotry. Holmes a good guy, isn't he? Your pop's a good guy, isn't he?
He's hiding his face from you, and he's just trying his best not to sob out loud.
Do you think your dad knows that you killed her?
No.
Did you kill the mayor too?
Let's go to credits.
Oh,
Craig.
So there was a huge sigh of kind of relief of the tension during credits, and then we kind of got into the targeting, and there was a little bit of discussion of Nate mentioned I was like I thought for sure one of them was going to target me, and I was about to explain kind of my thought process as a GM in this situation, and then I said, well, let's wait till after credits. So one of the things I've tried to challenge myself with, Nate, and this is not right or wrong, but like combat in any RPG, even one as streamlined as I think Forbidden Lands is compared to other systems, like everything we just went through in the last hour of combat, and help me out here, guys, like maybe 20 seconds.
Yeah, I mean,
Seems about right.
that was about 3-4 rounds.
Yeah, like it happens really fast, right?
Yeah.
It's not like nobody's sitting there waiting, going, "Am I in next in initiative?" Right? This is all happening at once. Axes are being swung and fires being thrown here and there, and arrows are flying out of the quiver. Sten is not waiting till his turn,
Mm-mm.
right? Sten is firing
Sure.
arrows. And so what I try to keep that in mind, right? Because tactically, yes, Osric is the worst target. Right? What I should do is take out fucking Vasilla.
Because those two
Right,
guys
I got
did not
willpower,
develop.
baby.
I think the rule you're looking for is geek the mage first.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like take out Vasilla, go after Aldrich, who doesn't have to roll to kill people. And but in my mind, especially with the move that Osric made going for Iron Guard first.
Yeah, that made a statement.
Yeah, in my mind, these guys are like,
Holy
uh,
shit.
like
Well,
if
and I
we
think it all could have been different had like he not just fallen over, right?
exactly.
If he was still there and it's like, oh, well, see, now that guy's in trouble, so I don't care about him.
Right.
But when
Bob
he
can
fell
take
down,
care of
yeah,
the guy, the bearded guy, so I can go after these other people. But they immediately recognized you were the biggest threat. And in my mind, from a semi-military like standpoint in their heads, they're like, we need to gang up. That's our only chance. Things worked great for you, stopping the powder. Right. Things went your
dying
way.
to know what would have happened if they had an extra round of powder. I was like, I'm just not going to hit powder face guy. I don't, I need to know what happens. And this is the only way.
So this session, I think, really was before break and after break, right? So we had a little bit of the mystery thing. And I think I want to start with you, Brian, real quick, and then we'll do the standard stars and wishes. But first, as a GM, I struggled. Was I too heavy-handed?
I don't think
And,
so.
and taking the heat off Ulm.
I don't think so. Because basically, again, I don't know how much your style is. I know exactly what happened, and I'm worried about what to reveal, or I'm sort of adapting as I go. But assuming you knew all along that Ash was sort of the culprit,
From the beginning,
um,
yeah.
yeah, I think at some point you're going to have to give that up because you've given us some opportunities before to sort of interact with him, and none of us have really risen to that bait because we didn't see the reason to.
Mhm.
So I think the way you did it felt natural because you're like, oh, hey, that's a cool pendant. Where did you get it? And the fact that he was like, oh yeah, my son gave it to me. I mean, that was the moment when everything kind of cracked open. But I don't know that there's a way you could have done that subtly.
And I think Vasilla asked the right questions.
Exactly.
That was key.
Because I came into this session expecting Vasilla to like leap up on the bar and like start trying to go after this guy.
Yes.
But-
Instead, that was Osric's job.
Again, I feel like I did not do that. I
think you
asked him a
did.
question and expected like a rattle, just a little rattle was all I was looking for. Like, did he falter a little when I mentioned that a friend of mine had one? No, just they locked
Now
the
it's
bar
on.
down. Again, I expected that would be where we ended. I didn't expect us to be on the freeway.
All right, so let's do stars and wishes. This is from the Gauntlet podcast. It's a concept that's not new, but they coined it, and they coined it well. So, Dave, stars is where you identify where you were in. Like, what moments did you just go, like, I'm Vasilla, we are in the Forbidden Lands? What was one or two star moments for you?
So I think the star moments for me are like I really enjoyed the spider wolf ant like screwing with everyone from like
And the
a
fact that that kept
Vasilla.
coming back was great.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
right. Like I don't know, felt very Vasilla-y, and I
Mhm.
enjoyed the moment with Olm where I was like trying to play around, like get at the truth, like in a roundabout way from Vasilla point, but like from the session point, it's got to be Osric just like getting to finally go ham on some dudes. Like and we all did our role. It was just like it just feels good. Like it's just nice when everyone does their stuff, you know.
Yep.
But like role playing wise, like I would say that those 2 moments for Vasilla wise, it was good.
So what is Dave wishing for in the next session or two?
Um,
There's so many
you know,
threads.
yeah, I, I don't like. I just want to keep going. Like my wish is that keeps going, and it's compliment to you. I think there's been like you were just asking about heavy handedness, right? And I don't feel like it's been that way. I feel like there's been enough draw out of the mystery. I feel like it's got us interested and involved. I feel like it was nice to murk some people that we could finally murk because we've taken some pretty big L's.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like we beat up the dudes by the ogres, but like, you know, that like feel like we've taken some big L's. So it felt good that way. Like I've been really stoked.
Good. Good, good, good. Nate, stars?
I think I really enjoy, especially in like a combat, being able to interact with something that isn't just the direct hit and fight. So having like, oh, these guys are putting some kind of flammable powder on their face. Let's see if it lights.
Mhm.
That brings joy to me.
I think as a GM and as a player, one of the things that can make combat feel a lot different is remembering there's other shit but you and your target.
Mhm.
Right. So remembering there's chairs and tables and chandeliers and higher ground and lower ground and fire. And it can really change how it all feels dynamically. So that's
And
cool.
it really felt like the sort of thing Aldrich would be looking for. Like, you're doing weird stuff.
Mhm.
I wonder if weird stuff is flammable.
All right. So for Nate, what are you wishing for in the next session or two?
I'm gonna be very disappointed if we leave the hollows and we don't go into that damn crypt.
Oh, I mean, for
Yeah.
sure.
So that is my wish. I want to get in that crypt.
What level of agency and evil are you expecting from Ash? Because we went all over the place this session, right? You guys went from he's evil, he murdered everybody, to he's a patsy, to now
feel
where are
like-
you now?
I feel like he's a brainwashed kid.
Mm,
That's where I'm at right now. I feel like he's like, especially the way he kind of broke down. I don't think that's fake. I don't think that's a show. Like I think he's a kid who got sent to boot camp and is just probably got made to be sent to boot camp. I don't think any of this is voluntary. So I think Alm was forced to send this kid in by the Rust brothers, and now he's their little puppet man.
interesting.
And how much he drinks the Kool-Aid, I guess we can determine.
Right. Brian, comments and then stars and wishes.
Well, comments are this is tremendous fun as it usually is. I think sort of carrying off what Nate was saying and Dave as well. I think the investigation part of it had gone on just long enough
Good.
that it was at a point where let's resolve this at least to some extent. So I think the timing as usual with you is excellent. As far as stars go, I think my favorite moment was kind of a little one because it's like we had been like, all right, we're going after Alm. He's the bad guy. Oh, wait, no, it's his son. Okay, his son is up to it. And when I went up to the bar and I'm like talking to the son, and then I realized there's like half a dozen other guys in here
Yeah.
that are all part of it. And when that penny dropped, that was like, I knew there were some Rust brothers around here.
Yeah.
Now I know where we are.
That seems
was
like an
just a
important
great
detail.
moment. Yeah, exactly.
Well, and it was great to see the role facilitate that, right? You got the 2
Mhm.
successes on that.
Mhm.
And it was fun to be able to reveal that. And I'll tell you something that I'm picking up from other systems and it's changing how I GM. Like if someone looks around the room and you make them roll, you got to give them something because they didn't close their eyes when that happened. And I'm really starting to, and this is credit to Call of Cthulhu and BRP because BRP makes a big deal about this, and Gumshoe does as well, right? Which is, tier it, right? And think about what is even better information, what's even better information. And I think it's also fun as a GM to call out the mechanics and say, here's what I'm going to give you for free. here's your first success, right? Here's your 80 that you rolled. Because what ultimately you're doing is rewarding one of two things or both, which is points spent as a character to make yourself good at something, or shit, I had a great roll, right? And let's reward
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I've been running a lot of gumshoe system stuff lately, and just the fact that you have points in this skill,
Right.
there is a certain amount of stuff you're just going to know
Yeah.
because you've studied that. So yeah,
Yeah, and there's times where you don't, even in
Mhm.
general abilities and stuff like that, you don't roll.
Yeah.
All right, so stars and wishes, sir.
Well, a star,
You
like I
did the
said, was
stars
the
and wishes.
moment of realizing,
Yep.
who these guys were. As far as wishes, certainly I want to know what's going on in the crypt and that sort of thing. But what I'm really looking forward to is bringing Ash in front of Ulm
Ooh.
and seeing how that plays out. I'm expecting an Oscar-worthy performance between you and you, Craig. So get practiced.
All right, so comments, stars, and wishes, Jim.
This was a ton of fun.
That's good.
I think like my star moments, there was the moment at Ohms where Vasilla started going into the story about the sun and just sort of started waxing poetic about like, do you remember that story about this thing? And that was a really cool moment. I'd almost kind of forgotten until Brian brought it up, the moment of, oh my god, this whole bar is full of Rust Brothers. This could go real bad. So that was another one.
That was
And
cool.
something the quick compliment to the system, right? Because I got 5 dudes plus a kid against the 4 of them, and I've got a really big ace in my pocket. And I don't know. Like, this could end up being like, Craig, what the fuck, dude? Like, if you wanted
Oh,
to
sure. If
stop
some
playing.
of those rolls had been off, we would have
Yeah.
gotten murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you didn't
Craig, if you
wax
wanted to
the
stop playing,
big
just
guy
tell us you wanna
first.
stop playing, right? And it would come off as like wholly heavy-handed shipment, like, but
And I think like we've seen that, right? We've seen that happen, right? With like
Mhm.
the Vine thing was
Vines.
one where
The
it was like,
Vine. Oh my god.
what
the
just
Vines.
happened to us, right?
Yep.
We got slaughtered. And it was just like, what?
Mhm.
These were just vines, right? And so it's so, everything is so deadly, which I think is it's an interesting mechanical twist, right? Where
Deadly
everything
for
you
them
do,
too, right?
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, both
Everything is
ways, right?
so like even like the poor guy who got kicked, right? Like every action you take is potentially like
Yeah.
you
You
died
don't get
because
into a
you
fight
did it
casually.
wrong, or because they did it, too hard or whatever. And that's really interesting mechanically.
I agree.
Wishes, I definitely want Ash to face justice in some way. I'm a little concerned that Ohm will not deliver justice to his son,
So
because
what does that what does justice mean for Osric?
I'm struggling with what that is, because like a part of me just wants to, hit him with something about he murdered my friend and just be done with him. But that's not enough, I don't think, for him. Like someone needs to know that this happened and he needs to be punished.
Well, and I think you're bringing up something very important, Jim, that's easy for us to forget. Which is, and it's easy for us to forget because this is spread out over months for us as players. But you guys were on the brink of death.
Right.
Mhm.
Like we thought there was a really
2
good
days
chance
ago.
this was the
A
end.
couple days ago, yeah.
Right.
Right.
Like 2
We thought
days
this
ago
was
in game
we
time,
thought
right?
this was over. Like legitimately thought there's
like,
a really good
that's
chance
right.
we're done.
We're playing goblins tomorrow, right?
Yeah. And she saved your lives because of rolls and because of everything that happened, right? And says, I'll meet you at the Hollows.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys head in there, and she is murdered last night. And you guys are now facing who you believe to be the party responsible.
Right.
Whether he be 17 years old or not. So I think that's a legitimate thing. Like spread out over time, we're like, he's just a kid, right? But like she's dead.
Yeah.
It's still real
It-
fresh.
Yeah.
And And I think like that whole thing with the weird, edgy, creepy confidence thing,
Yeah.
like that happened, and something's going on there.
And he
I don't
wanted
know
you dead.
for
Let's be
sure,
clear
right?
about that too, right?
He was 100% looking to, kill us all in this bar, right?
Yep.
It became us or them.
Yeah.
But like he was purposeful and not like he was not timid in his actions at that point. So I'm not convinced that he's like a patsy. He might be possessed in
Brainwashed.
some way,
Yeah.
or something like that. Like if you think about the other guy that kind of monstered out on us, something's going on with him, and I don't know what it is. And he might just be pretending that,
Mhm.
oh, you got me. Oh, I'm so sorry, but I don't buy it yet. So I'm a little concerned about, and I also I'm not convinced Ulm is a good guy. Like he's
Mm.
not, maybe he's not like the bad guy, but like I don't think he's a good guy. And of course, we need to go up to the crypt and see what's going on there. I mean,
Boy,
that has to
if
happen.
my goal as a GM was to make you interested in the crypt, I succeeded.
Success. Yes.
Like, and I feel like the crypt is in some weird way the key to quote unquote saving the Hollows, which I think is weird because I feel like it seems like it
It's
should
fine.
be
So
this.
you guys showed up.
That's not causation. That's core.
I think that like the first time we showed up, everything seemed fine, but the second time we showed up, it seems much worse.
Yeah.
And but I think that there's something in the crypt that can help these people to once again live more peacefully with the dead. And I think that we've talked about before that the dead were protecting this town in some way, and right now they're almost not. And so
I
I
have
think
an interesting theory that I
or
will
maybe
save
they
for
are.
next session.
so definitely I want to go up there.
All right. So we got to listen to 2 podcasts. Which are they? Who goes first?
We just dropped a new episode today, so I'll go. It's Ascent of Board Games. Where this is our 2022 recap, where we talk about each of us talks about our 5 favorite board games and gaming adjacent things from the past year, as well as some of the stuff we got coming forward. So if you go to ascentofboardgames.com, you can find that and a bunch of other episodes.
So we'll go to the podcast. We'll hear your top 4. What was your 5th? Jesus. What was your 5th favorite?
The number, we actually named number 5. we did go through all 5, but number 5, now I got to check my list because I just edited everybody else's, was Return to Dark Tower.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, it's
Good.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's an amazing piece of engineering. There's a lot of cool stuff.
All right. And then Nate, after we get done listening to that, what do we need to listen to?
Well, for the Malifaux fans, you can go listen to Steam Powered Scoundrels, a Malifaux podcast.
You guys are all out of shipped episodes, right? There's no more of those left.
Incorrect. There are always more ideas for horrible, beautiful shipping that can be done, and that will be soon, from what I hear. I'm not on this last one, but that will be very soon.
And depending on when people could be watching this years later, we just know there's a huge catalog of shipping episodes on
There are
Steam.
numerous episodes to go listen to. So
all right, Jim, what do you want to plug, buddy? What's something that people need to pay attention to right now?
Gosh, besides you, I think they should listen to 3 Minute War Game, because that's a super cool podcast with a bunch of cool dudes.
I agree. And Regina's playing MCP.
He's playing MCP again, which is super fun.
Yeah.
See,
they should also play MCP.
Anybody can change. Anybody can change. Dave, what do you want to plug, buddy?
I don't know. Nothing.
What's a tabletop talk episode recently that resonated with you? What's a guest that people should listen to, or you stop listening, which is fine.
I re-listened to the old Brewmaster episode because I've been thinking about playing some
Nice.
Brewmaster. So listen to that recently.
Yeah, they did used to talk about Malifaux on that podcast.
I did, and that all those episodes still stand. And even though it might be 2 gaining grounds ago, it doesn't change. Doesn't change. It's still worth listening to. All right. All right, for those of you that are watching live or watching recently, next Tuesday is something very exciting. We're playing Diego's Primal Quest, which is an OSR stone and sorcery game. It's mechanically very interesting. It's setting wise is very interesting. We have an incredible cast, so it'll be the premiere episode. That'll be this coming Tuesday. Love you guys. This is great. Can't wait to play again. Bye. Howdy, friends. Thank you for watching. All our content is archived and organized in playlists on the Third Floor Wars YouTube channel. Check it out. And if you could like, follow, subscribe, and even set your notifications to this channel on YouTube and Twitch, we'd appreciate it, and it'll make sure that you catch all of our content. I talk with creators, designers, and experts across the gaming landscape in every episode of our podcast, Tabletop Talk. Open up your favorite podcatcher and search for Tabletop Talk from Third Floor Wars. Support your creators. They make the content you love, and it's your support that makes it happen. If you want to help us, go to Third Floor Wars on patreon.com, and you can help us for as little as $1 a month. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Take care.